theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
You've put up with your water long enough. It's time for Sunset Water Services, your local water solution since 1989, to fix your water problems. Get better tasting, better smelling, and better looking water today. Say hello to drinking your own delicious water for pennies per gallon. Say yes to healthier skin and hair and to softer and brighter clothes. Sunset Water Services delivers your bags of salt to you, so they'll save your back too. And our products come with a 1-year satisfaction guarantee. Call 304-754-9031 for a free water quality test today. SunsetWater.com.
With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures even farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient full-line automaker. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2022 Honda Civic and a 3.9% APR on a 2022 Accord or 2023 HRV.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI based on EPA estimate of MY20 full-line automaker fleet-wide fuel economy 2021 EPA Automotive Trends Report.
A very pleasant good evening here from Waldeck Field in Inwood, West Virginia, as we get you set for the first round action of West Virginia Class AAA high school football playoffs, as the number 8 Musselman Applemen host the number 9 Wheeling Park Patriots. Spencer Dupuis joined alongside the Hall of Fame Matt Miller, helping us out tonight. And it's a big matchup here in this ball game, a matchup that's been had this season already, and a one that it was in favor of the home team the last time they played, as Musselman traveled up to Wheeling Park.
Yeah, just about 1 month ago. That was the 14th of October, and if you'll remember that week, the Musselman Applemen jumped into the number 1 spot in the official WVSS AC playoff ratings, and so it was a big matchup. I believe at that point Wheeling Park was about number 13 in the state, and the Wheeling Park Patriots able to get the job done at home as they knocked off Musselman 34-7, and I wonder if some of that familiarity, having played each other so soon to this particular date, maybe gave both of these coaches the opportunity to say, you know what, we know each other. There's bad rain that is scheduled tomorrow as that hurricane has now come on shore down in Florida and is ready to work its way up the coast. If we move it up a day, we don't need the extra preparation. We know what each other does. Let's go at it. And so here we are on a Thursday night kicking off the playoffs.
It feels like we're kicking off the regular season as we do every year with Washington and Hedgesville, but this time it's playoff action here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio-video distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. And you mentioned having to move it up a day due to the potential storm that's going to be happening, and that is due to this being a grass surface.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're seeing a lot of teams that are playing on turf surfaces still playing the game. And as I look to my left out of the press box window, I do believe we actually have the Musselman state champion volleyball team arriving here, as they're going to be honored momentarily on the field. But saw the police escort coming through.
Absolutely deserving of that police escort as they won their 3rd straight state championship and the 9th in about the last 12 years, as this Musselman volleyball program under head coach Sean Marks has been a dominant program, and they won this championship very much in dominant fashion through the quarterfinal, semifinal, and even that state championship win against Morgantown. So they will be recognized here at Waldeck Field at Denny Price Stadium sometime before this game kicks off.
I looked over to my peripheral and I was like, why are there police lights coming down the road here at Waldeck Field, which is not attached to the high school. It's attached to what I believe is the old high school, now the middle school.
Yes.
So I was really confused, and then I looked over and saw them. They'll be honored momentarily, but we're talking about football now, Matt. playoff football, week 1 of the playoffs.
Well, and you were talking about the weather and the fact that this is a grass field, and we talked about why this game got moved, because tomorrow does not look good. It's going to be wet. Tonight, not only is it dry, the field is in great condition, but it's 60 degrees as we are within 25 minutes or so of kickoff, so this certainly does not feel like a November game. This is a beautiful evening for these two teams to go at it and to see which one can make the adjustments from the last time that they played a month ago, go out there and execute a new game plan that I'm sure will still have some similar wrinkles, and go get the victory in this one.
Yeah, and we're going to change some things around here. We're going to take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we're going to come back, break down more of this matchup, and show you the volleyball team, state champion volleyball team, being honored. So Nick, back in the studio, will not play the head coach for the Applemen, Brian Thomas, interview yet. We'll be back after this 2-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency, BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
Welcome back here to Waldeck Field. Take you out of commercial break early as this volleyball team being honored wanted to get that in. Thought that was really cool that the timing, Matt, the timing of them arriving back coincided so awesome, so close to the game time here.
Yeah, we could see the volleyball team working their way into the stadium just as we were going into that break, and now you can see on your computer screen or iPhone or however you are watching through our YouTube channel, the team right now being recognized, each individual player, and congratulations again. Another outstanding season for Musselman volleyball, and the tradition continues, and we've done some games here on TV10. They still got some young talent, so this is certainly a team that's going to need to be reckoned with again next year. Can they four-peat?
Can they four-peat? That would be pretty cool.
We'll find out.
All right. Well, they're still going through things. Let you watch it on TV10. This game tonight for Musselman, they come in, and last week they kind of, along with being able to see what happened, they kind of held their own destiny, because if they didn't win last week, they were going to stay, probably not get a home game this week. But with the win, the big win over the Big Reds of Parkersburg, and the rest of how everything shook out, that gave them the ability to jump up to the 8th spot.
Yeah, which I read a few comments here and there. The idea of Wheeling Park ending up in the 9th spot and Musselman in the 8th spot. Both teams are 7-3, and when they met head-to-head, Wheeling Park got the win, and you go, but wait a minute, why shouldn't they host? And, well, it all boils down to the point system, and that's how the WVSS AC gets it done. You get a certain number of points for beating a like opponent, whether AAA, AA, or single A, and then you get bonus points as the teams that you beat go on to get get victories, then you can get those additional points. And when you look at it, you've got Musselman with 84 total points for victories, while Wheeling Park's total is 3 fewer at 81. So the strength of schedule slightly tougher for Musselman, playing mostly AAA, whereas Wheeling Park may have had a team considered AA in there. And then Wheeling Park, they ended up with a grand total of 27 bonus points to 32 bonus points for Musselman, and that means you put all of that together, divide by 10 games, and Musselman has 11.6 rating points to Wheeling Park's 10.8, and thus the reason that Wheeling Park had to make that trip. And we found out earlier, obviously they had charter buses scheduled for the Friday night visit, but by moving this game, the charter buses were not available, and so they came down on school buses. Actually had a brief issue with one of those buses that put them about 20 minutes behind schedule, and so this team really just arrived at about 6:30, an hour before the scheduled kickoff. So we'll see if this team can get out there, get their legs under them, and be ready to go.
We will see, but we'll talk a little bit more about this Applemen team before we hit the interview with Coach Thomas. One big thing that happened actually in this Wheeling Park game when they played it about a month ago was the loss of big defensive end Troy Wolston to a knee injury.
Yeah, Wollaston, 6'4", 200 pounds, a junior, and with his size at 6'4", and the long arms, the reach that he had out of that defensive end position, he could not only get in the backfield, as he had 10 sacks and 44 total tackles for this Musselman defense, but talking earlier with Coach Hartman, one of the assistant coaches, he said, hey, he's probably batted down twice as many balls as he has gotten to the quarterback to get sacks because of his height, because of those long arms. He's able to really harass a quarterback, and they would certainly love to have him in this one. He actually went down in the fourth quarter of that loss up at Wheeling Park just about a month ago.
Yeah, and another player that was out last week but is back this week on the defense is Kobe Moneypenny, number 4. He's a team's leader in tackles at 65 and had 2 sacks as well in the season. He was out due to a concussion. He's back this week, and they really need a guy up there that is the team leader in tackles.
Yeah, and there it is. Not only on that defensive side of the football, but he's an additional weapon as a wide receiver and a guy that can run the football maybe out of that jet sweep or even take a direct snap. So he's going to not only add to the defensive side, he's going to help this offense out as well.
And when you talk about the offense for Musselman, you can't not talk about Baden Hartman on the season. 129 for 194, 1,849 yards passing, 15 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. And on the ground, 126 carries, 864 yards, and he adds 19 touchdowns on the ground. Having a dynamic quarterback that can do both is really something that can help you in the playoffs.
2,700 plus yards of total offense from the line of scrimmage, and as a team this year, they have 3,749 yards. So Baden Hartman has his hands, his legs, his head, his body, and all of that, because at that quarterback position, you know, he's got to know that defense that he's facing. He's got to make adjustments. He's got to make reads. He's got to find the right receiver or hit the right hole if he's running the football, and he's done a tremendous job leading this team to a 7-3 record, leading this team to about 375 yards of offense in each game. However, that was one of the keys for Wheeling Park when they got the win a month ago. They said, we are not letting Baden Hartman beat us. Somebody else is going to have to do it. We'll see if somebody rises to the occasion tonight.
We will see. And another guy you have to talk about when you talk about Musselman is Ray Adamas. In 10 games, 57 catches, 1,030 yards receiving, averaging 18.8 a catch. 9 of the 19 touchdowns that 15 that Baden Hartman's thrown have gone to him. And not only is he a threat in the receiving game, also the return game. First ever 1,000-yard receiver in this Musselman Applemen program history.
And how about Adamas in last week's 69-27 win at Parkersburg to close out the regular season? He accounted for 401 total yards in that game. That included 222 rushing yards, add in receiving yards, and a 99-yard kick return for touchdown. And Adamas had himself a huge game to close out the regular season. Can he carry that momentum into this one? Musselman certainly hopes so.
Musselman does hope so. And with that, we'll step aside for a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, you will hear Coach Brian Thomas, as Colin and Nick were able to catch up with him yesterday. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know, you pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood, or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for the coaches' interviews, brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg and online at parsonsford.com. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons. As we're now joined by the head coach of the Musselman Applemen, Brian Thomas. And Coach Thomas, your team, a huge win last week to give yourself a boost coming into the playoffs against Parkersburg. So what'd you like from your team last week?
You know, the biggest thing is bouncing back after a loss because, you know, you come in and we got handled pretty good by Bridgeport the week before that. And you kind of always worry about, you know, what's your mindset going to be after a loss? And we talked to the kids about that. Like, you know, it's over. You can't change it. We lost. We got our butts whooped, but you know, we still got stuff to play for. So we talked about, hey, you know, this is last game of the regular season, a chance to go 7-3. That was kind of big for us. We really wanted to get that 7th win. And then also we knew we had a chance for a home game. So there was a lot to play for. So just from a mental standpoint of things, you know, understanding that, you know, we took a beating the week before, and just to see them bounce back with so much confidence was great.
And Coach, Ray Adamas reaches the 1,000-yard mark as a wide receiver, the first player in school history to do so. What does that say about Ray and the offense this year as well, allowing him to do that?
You know, it's really first off about Ray, just, you know, his hard work. You know, knew that coming into the year, thought that was something we had a chance for him to attain and for him to reach. You know, just with the different ways that he gets the ball, with his speed. You know, I think he's the fastest player that I've coached. And we've had we've had some fast kids and some quick ones, but I think just, you know, a pure race, he's the fastest kid I've coached. So, you know, but Ray's worked really hard. You know, the things that you don't see are the things that he does in the weight room. You don't see his practice habits. You know, you can, as a fan, watch and see that, yeah, he's skilled, but, you know, he's worked towards it to get there. You know, as far as a team, you know, as far as for the team, it's really a collective effort. You know, you got to have the O-line to protect, to keep Baden upright when we're throwing the ball. You know, Baden has to deliver stuff, and really the other receivers on the team have to run their routes, you know, to kind of fit the pieces of the puzzle to get him open on that stuff. So, you know, it says a lot about him, but, you know, as well as the other 10 guys on offense too, it speaks highly of them.
We saw last week you had 2 guys out in Moneypenny as well as Wollaston. What's the update on them for this week?
Yeah, Wilson's out for the season. He tore his meniscus against Wheeling Park the first time I played Wheeling Park. So he had surgery and he's out for the season, which, is a huge blow. He's a great player for us. Moneypenny will be back this week. We'll have him. He got a concussion a couple weeks ago and missed a couple games, but he'll be back for us this week. So, having him in the middle, he's our leading tackler. So, having him in the middle when you can get your leading tackler in your defense back's a really big thing.
Coach, second time, as you mentioned, that you get to see this Wheeling Park team. First time, they beat you by 27 at 34-7, but you mentioned to us how you guys just weren't able to execute in the red zone. So the score, I guess, doesn't really tell the whole story of that game. So how confident are you guys going up against Wheeling Park for a second time?
Well, I mean, we always think we're going to win. I mean, that's a mindset. It doesn't matter who we play. That's just a mindset that I have as a coach. That's a mindset that I have the kids have as well. That you go into every single game, you think you're going to win, and that's not a slight Wheeling Park or really anybody else that we play. It's just a confidence. You're not going to prepare and go into a game and think, hey, we're going to lose. So we're very confident. At the same time, talking about them a little bit, they have a lot of they've already beat us once this year. So we know that we have to play well, or they're going to come out and execute. And can win again. You get in the playoffs, and every game that you play, you're playing against good people. They're not going to win as many games, any team, and be able to get there without, being a really good team. So, we have to execute and play really well.
What are some of the things that you have been focusing with your team on this week in practice to get that win?
Just like little stuff, like execution stuff. Just coming out and playing well, really on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, and special teams. We got to play smart. If you don't execute against good teams, they're going to take advantage of your mistakes. So just continue to work on little things. Sometimes it sounds like a cliche, but you got to block, or you're not going to be able to sustain anything offensively, and defensively you got to swarm to the ball and tackle. So we just kind of have to do little basic things. In a big game like this, sometimes it's not the big things that matter. It's just the little details that you have to execute.
And Coach, having already played them and seeing them in person, I guess how different is it from what you're able to see on film to what you're able to see when you're actually on the field against an opponent?
Speed. I mean, that's the big thing is speed. You're not. They have the fastest kid in the state. Hawkins, for them, their receiver. He's legitimately the fastest kid in the state. He won the 100-meter and 200-meter dash last year, and set some records doing so. So you can't simulate that speed. We have nobody on our team that can run as fast as him. So it's just hard to simulate that stuff. But at the same point, you kind of talk about execution and doing things right with the kids. At the same point, we try to put our best kids on our best kids to get good looks and try to simulate it the best we can. But I'd probably say that's the biggest thing is you see the speed on the film, and that's hard to simulate in actual practice reps.
Alrighty, Coach, any final thoughts?
I don't think so, man. Thursday night football. Somebody told me that the Falcons and the Panthers play this Thursday night, so nobody wants to watch that game. So everybody's going to be watching our game. So Thursday night football, man.
That was Musselman head coach Brian Thomas on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Coach's interview brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons. We'll be back for more of the pregame show after this commercial break. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? No matter what you think, you can have it either way. Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's local market.
Rise and shine. You're gonna be late for work. Good morning, sleepyhead. Have a good one.
Rock's new bagel, croissant, and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's Local Market.
Hagerstown Ford continues to be your leader in car sales up and down the I-81 corridor. We will beat any and all competitors' prices, and we've made buying a new car easier than ever with one-day delivery better than Amazon and a return policy better than Walmart. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. If you don't like it, simply return it and we'll come pick it up. No questions asked. Why would you shop anywhere else? At Hagerstown Ford, we take great pride in our community and supporting our local student athletes. That's why Hagerstown Ford is the official car dealership of Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Our remote buying process has made new car shopping so easy, you'll never even set foot in a dealership. Simply go to HagerstownFord.com and click on the car you want to buy it, or use the Axle Auto app. It's that easy. You can order your new car on any device. Go to HagerstownFord.com and get your new car signed, sealed, and delivered from Hagerstown Ford.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame shows. We're ready to conclude. There's about 5.5 minutes left on this clock before we get going here for this first playoff game of the Class AAA season or Class AAA playoffs. And Matt, when you talk about the opponent coming in tonight in Wheeling Park, 7-3 on the season. They did beat Musselman earlier in the year. We've mentioned that in the beginning of the pregame show. But when you talk about Wheeling Park, you've got to talk about their quarterback in senior Brett Phillips.
Yeah, absolutely. He is very much a dual threat type of a quarterback. Not only throws the ball well and extremely well, 2,869 yards, 34 touchdowns to just 7 interceptions, but he runs it well also. 67 carries, 487 yards, and 9 rushing touchdowns. Runs this offense, I should say, exceptionally well, and Musselman has to find a way to be able to slow him down in really both facets of the game. And we talked earlier, it's where you'd really like to have a guy like Troy Wollaston to be able to present some pressure and be able to maybe get a hand up there and knock the ball down. He's not available due to injury, but we'll see how Musselman can make their defense go tonight to try to find some advantage after the loss against these Patriots just a month ago.
And as we get ready here, now we're down about 4 minutes left. We'll kind of get to the bottom of what we do in the pregame show. It's now time for the keys to the game. The key to your next car is at Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road, Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? I ride with them, so you should too. Matt, do you have any keys for us tonight?
Well, I think, especially playoff football, keys to the game are always the trenches, the offensive and the defensive line. Which one of these units is able to establish that line of scrimmage, allow a little bit of a ground game to get going, and protect those quarterbacks to be able to find those athletes that they have on the outside to be able to get those guys the football. I mean, you talk about a Ray Adamas for the Musselman Applemen. I mean, you got to look at Jeray Hawkins. He's a junior with 1,127 receiving yards and 14 touchdowns. He is a speedster in track in spring. So, I mean, he is a guy that if they can get the football to in space, he can score from anywhere. And so the O-line and D-lines really will be a huge key in this one. And I think adjustments will be the other key. They saw each other a month ago. They know each other a little bit. They've, I'm sure, gone back and looked at the film and saw what worked and what didn't. So which one of these coaching staffs can make the better adjustments, and then which one of these teams can go out there and execute those adjustments may be the team that comes out with the win in this one.
Yeah, it may be the team, and we've got Wheeling Park in front of us. So we're again on the visitors' side, as we have been here in the visitors' press box. So we're having a different view than if you're a Musselman fan thinking that we're looking down on the Musselman side. We're actually looking down on the Wheeling Park side, and the Wheeling Park captains are out, and Colin's got some good shots of them down there. As Musselman, they're just making their way out of their locker room, which is behind their bleachers.
Yeah, they will come sprinting out onto the field. I'm looking forward to this game. I mean, I know the final when they met a month ago, 34-7, and it doesn't look that close, but that was a 13-7 game at the half and a 20-7 game at the start of that fourth quarter. And give Wheeling Park credit. They made plays defensively. They stopped Musselman inside the 20-yard line on several different occasions. They forced a fumble on another drive when Musselman was moving the football before getting into that red zone. And as as a result, their offense then put points on the board and they pulled away for the victory. But it's not like Musselman didn't have chances. And so, again, if they can make those corrections and come out here tonight on their home natural grass field instead of being on the road on that artificial turf, if Musselman can make those adjustments, they've got a shot in this one.
Yeah, they do have a shot in this one. And when we look out on the field right now, both teams' captains are ready to walk out to the middle of the field and get things going here. We'll actually hold it here and keep it to that. And if we can turn on the mic on Colin's camera,
number 54, Caleb Conley.
Everything down there, and you'll
number
be able to
55,
hear it.
John Morton.
We'll hear it
number 63, James Carmichael. And number 71, Chris Sensendahl.
All right, guys, welcome to week 1 of the playoffs. You're the captains. We expect you to lead by example. I'm Mr. Marr, the referee. Mr. Rudder will be the umpire. 3, you're the talker. I have a coin, heads, Eagles, tails. You call it while it's in the air, loud enough for Mr. Rudder to hear. Right. We're going to let it hit the ground. You ready?
Yep. Heads.
Heads is the call. What is tails?
So we can get both.
You want to defer. Defer?
You want to take one back to the scoreboard.
Musselman has won the toss. They will elect to defer. Which way you want to receive?
The Applemen won the toss to defer.
Taken away from the ball.
So the Applemen will kick off and defend the goal.
So they will kick off, and we'll be back. After this 60-second break, we'll get things going here from Waldeck Field. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube, back in 60.
And that concludes today's pregame show.
We play every play like it's the most important play of the game. Let's go.
Coming up next, it's the starting lineups, opening kick, and play-by-play action of West Virginia High School football. Today's game is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Chris Ross with Milestone Real Estate Group, the Skinner Law Firm, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law, CMA Honda of Winchester, and WVU Medicine.
And now, let's go back to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Get you set for kickoff. Kickoff is brought to you by Orr's Farm Market. Family-owned, family-grown, happiness grows here at Orr's Farm Market, located at 682 Orr Drive in Martinsburg. As the Applemen will kick things off to the Wheeling Park Patriots, live from Waldeck Field at Denny Price Stadium. Spencer Dupuis, Matt Miller, happy to have you with us. Braden Schaffner running camera tonight. Donna Schaffner on our executive producing role. Colin will be on the sideline with the camera, and we'll have some reports down there as well as we get ready to get things set here. And I guess I don't know what we're waiting for here, Matt.
Well, Jason Gordon, the senior, putting the ball on the tee at the 40-yard line, middle of the field to our right. And I'll be anxious to see how the coaching staff plays this. Will they kick it deep? Will they pop it up? Will they squib kick? You've got some guys back there for Wheeling Park that can take it to the house. Jeray Hawkins is the deep man, but up in front of him is Michael Davis, and Davis returned to kick for a touchdown in last week's regular season ending victory, 70-10 against John Marshall.
That we'll see where things go there, and it looks like they are ready for the kickoff potentially. Yes, they are. They're going to blow the whistle here, and we are ready for kickoff from Waldeck Field. And it's a short punt, and it looks like it's going to go out of bounds, and it will. So it'll be great field position to start for Wheeling Park, Matt.
Yeah, good decision on the near sideline. One of the up men, that's Will James, it looks like, who was moving up towards the football, realized at the angle it was going to end up out of bounds. He let it go, and it'll be 5 yards marked ahead from where that ball went out of bounds, I believe, although the fact that it went out inside of the 30 may move it all the way out to the 35. Oh, and well, they won't move it because Wheeling Park, remember what I just talked about, they know the weapons that they have.
So they're
like, hey,
the re-kick.
Yes, we want you to put it in play because we believe we've got athletes that can take that football to the house, and so a good decision. Back them up 5, make them kick it again.
And even if you kick it deep, you're probably not going to kick it out of the end zone. They're going to kick it from their own 35. Jason Gordon has it teed up. The officials are waiting for everybody to get lined up. They blow the whistle. Jason Gordon will kick it away. It's going to be a short kick. It's going to be fielded by the up man at the 25-yard line. He's going left to right. He's trying to hold through the middle of the field, and he's taken down by his shoestrings. At the 45, they'll call it. Where are they going to mark him down at? Looks like the 49-yard line.
Keon Stevens did a great job. He cleared out. He used his hands to let the deeper guys behind him know, hey, guys, I've got this. He brought it in and then ran north to south. No east to west running there. He got up the field very quickly.
So we got trips to the far side for Wheeling Park, 1 to the near side. Phillips in at quarterback. He'll take the snap, and they'll hand it off. Looks like it'll be to Max Wiley. Max Wiley will get up the field for a few yards past the 50 down to the 48 for a gain of about 5 on the first down. They're going to go hurry up here.
Yeah, Wiley only with about 27 carries on the season. Not their main guy. Zach Leidick is normally the guy that you would see back there. But a good start with just a straight-ahead run. Try to establish that line of scrimmage, give it off to Wiley, and they picked up a couple.
So 2 to the far, 2 to the near side. Bring it, receiver in motion. That was Jeray Hawkins, and got a penalty here. Looks like it'll back him up the false start.
Yeah, -5 on the procedure or false start. So now each team has been penalized 1 time for 5 yards to open this ball game.
So it'll remain second down. It'll actually put them back at 2nd and 10 as it was a 5-yard gain on the first play. 2nd down and 10 from the 47-yard line.
This is one where you would imagine Phillips is going to look to put this one in the air. Will they run play action or just give him the straight drop back? Let's see.
So they're going to run the option here, the speed option. They're going to option it back to Wiley. Wiley's got some space down to the 46. Maybe they'll call it 45. I think they're going to call it the 45 and a half.
Nice play by Baden Hartman as the free safety had to come up from a long distance to be able to get there and make that tackle.
Trips to the far side, 1 to the near. As again, they're going to kind of line things up here, but then they're going to look over for the play call. So then they don't get in the huddle. They kind of line things up, look like they're going tempo, and then they slow it down. Trips to the far side, 1 receiver to the near side. Phillips calling out the signals with Wiley in the backfield. He takes the snap. He hands it off to Wiley. Wiley going forward, and is going to be pushed back by the Applemen the second level of the Applemen front.
Yeah, that is a great job. You mentioned the second level. The front held him up, and I believe that was Kobe Moneypenny.
He's back from a concussion.
He came in and just closed the door on that one. Still a gain of 2, 4th and roughly a yard, and Wheeling Park lines up as if they'll go for it.
And I think we've got a timeout.
We have a timeout called by the Applemen.
We do. Musselman not wanting to take the risk, making sure they're ready to go defensively.
And we're going to keep it here and thank our quarter sponsors tonight, brought to you by the Cider Press Restaurant, located inside Taylor's Farm Market in Inwood, and online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com. Also by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. You can stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue right here in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-4343. Thank them for the gracious donation for us to be able to do tonight's game, because without them, we wouldn't have gotten tonight's game on.
Yeah, neat opportunity to be able to get this one in when we would not have been able to if this game would have been in its regular spot for tomorrow. And so tomorrow night it's Martinsburg that will be in action.
Going to be a rainy one there.
Sounds like it, but an old rival, if you will. They and Morgantown have seen each other many times in the postseason.
I've got my poncho ready.
You will need it.
I will need it down on the sidelines.
Interesting thing here is Brett Phillips is also their punter, averaging about 32 yards a kick. He's kicked about 11 times this season.
But it looks like they're going to go tempo here in the old I formation. They're going to take the snap. They're going to hand it off to Wiley, and he's going nowhere. The ball's on the ground.
Yep, he went down. He held on to it at the end. He was trying to stretch as much as he could. They came out and did a fully loaded shotgun with a fullback to each side of the quarterback and then Wiley behind him as the tailback. They tried to power forward, but give that defensive line of Musselman all the credit, and then the linebackers coming up to fill and finish it off. No gain on the play, and Musselman takes over.
Yeah, Kobe Moneypenny as well as Baden Hartman coming in. And that's huge. And I talked to Coach Thomas earlier this evening, and he was very confident in his team tonight. And he said that defensive line was going to do some things, and they have so far early. As we've got Musselman on offense, they got two to the near side or to the far side. They're bunched. Hartman will take the snap. He'll hand it off to Adamas. Adamas going to the outside. He's going to find some holes. He's to the 50, to the 45-40, 35-30. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line, I believe, or just maybe outside of the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to spot it down at the 29-yard line. Great blocking on that right side to be able to give him a little tiny cut move, or cut lane, I should say, where he can make that move beyond the line of scrimmage and then bounce out to his right and pick up a bunch of yards.
And that's the big production that we want to see.
Game good for 27 on that first carry. And again, we mentioned Adamas in last week's season finale, regular season finale, ran for 222 yards. He's an athlete. Got to find a way to get him the ball.
And Hartman takes a snap. He's going to run it himself. A direct snap to him, but it looks like there's a penalty, and it's coming back.
Let's wait and see what we've got. The initial indication may be an offside or an encroachment, a lining up in that neutral zone for the defense. Yes.
So it was on the defense. It looked like it was on Musselman.
So plus 5 yards for the encroachment, and that's now 2 penalties, 10 yards. Whistled against Wheeling Park in the early going of this one and move it down to about the 24-yard line.
First down and 5 from the 24-yard line. Hartman in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap. It's going to be a direct snap. He's going to run the ball outside to the 20, and he gets pushed down around the 15. Hard to tell from our exact spot over here.
Again, a nice job by the line and some receivers. Logan Shelton, number 9, out there helping to try to seal that edge.
Did I see correctly that they were lined up as if they were kind of like gunners? Behind the
well, that's the thing. They had the empty backfield.
Yeah,
so
but they had the guys up closer to the line, is what I saw. Had guys right behind the guard, either guard, I believe.
He got down to the 16-yard line.
He takes a snap. He hands it off to Adamas. Adamas turning backfield. He's going to try and get some blocks from from Hartman, and he gets one, but he's going to go out. They're going to get him out to around the 10, I believe, before he's forced out of bounds.
Yeah, initially they were thinking, hey, let's take this play to the left. Adamas saw nothing there, cut back to the right, and Baden Hartman does his job helping to get in the way or throw a little bit of a block at least to help spring him for about 8 yards.
Second down and 3 from the 8-yard line. And it'll be another offsides penalty on Wheeling Park, I believe.
There it is, offside. That means it'll be about a 4-yard penalty, so 3 penalties, 14 yards now against Wheeling Park in the early going as that one goes half the distance.
Moves it to a first and goal from the 4-yard line. Hartman has Adamas in the backfield. He's going to look for a checked play from the sideline. Hartman takes a snap, hands it off to Adamas, who's looking to go to the outside, can't find much. He's going to get taken down by a gang of Patriots.
Yeah, well, that was Charlie DeCia, who was the first one in there. The senior goes 6'1", 205. He's a defensive end who has 62 tackles and 8 sacks on the season. He read that play. I'm not sure anyone got a hand on him to block him. He got into the backfield and blew that one up fast.
Ball's now back to the 9-yard line, so it's a second down and goal from the 9-yard line. You got a bunch formation with one to the left. They're going to bring Shelton around. They're going to it'll be a Hartman reception, Hartman snap. He's going to throw it, and Looks like it was incomplete.
Yeah, it was incomplete. I'm not 100% sure who he was trying to get that one to. I saw Dalton Haynes there. Just a little touch pass right over top of the line of scrimmage as he was moving out to his right, and clearly receiver, quarterback not all on the same page.
And it appears the Wheeling Park cheerleaders have just arrived to the game tonight in front of us here. Nonetheless, it'll be a 3rd down and goal from the 9-yard line. Again, we see 2 guys right behind the guards. Hartman will take the snap. He'll pass it out on to Ray Adamas, and Ray Adamas is in the end zone. They're going to say he's in the end zone for a touchdown, or is he out?
He is in.
He's in. A 9-yard touchdown pass on the shuffle pass from Hartman to Adamas. Puts Musselman on top, 6-0, extra point pending, 8:36 left in this first quarter.
Yeah, it's basically a jet from left to right. When the snap comes back, the quarterback really barely catches it. He just kind of touches it and then taps it to the man cutting across, and if he drops it, it's not a fumble, it's an incomplete pass. In this case, Adamas grabs it, gets the blocking, and goes around the right end for the score.
Ball is down, kick is on the way from Gordon, and it is good. It makes it 7-0 Musselman, 8:36 left in the first quarter. We're back in 60 seconds. You're tuning to West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube, back in 60.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control 4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field here. Musselman on top of Wheeling Park here in this first round matchup of the 2022 WVSSAC Class AAA football playoffs. As Musselman gets ready to boot it away, that is Gordon. It's going to be a short squib kick. It's going to be fielded by Zach Leidick, and they're going to push him back at the 30.
Yeah, some big hits there by special teams. As Leidick grabbed that one, leaping high into the air on that bounce, and then came down and had to figure out which way am I going, and as he looked right and then decided to go left, there's a whole host of Applemen right there to greet him.
Matt, you have our scoring drive summary brought to you by Orr's Farm Market, family-owned, family-grown. Happiness grows here at Orr's Farm Market, 682 Orr Drive in Martinsburg.
6-play, 56-yard, 1-minute, 13-second drive for the Applemen, the 9-yard touchdown touch pass, if you will, from Hartman to Adamas.
Brett Phillips takes the snap. He's going to look over a quick pass. That is to Keon Stevens Jr., and that pass is incomplete. Tried to get it on the quick strike to him. He was unable to handle it. I guess he did catch it, I think.
No, he did not catch that one. And Stevens,
looked like it went up.
Yeah, pass was a little bit behind him. He went a little further downfield than I think the quarterback may have been anticipating.
Got three receivers to the far side, so trips to the far, one to the near. And looks like that is Wiley behind Brett Phillips. Phillips takes the snap. He's looking left for his receiver. That is number 1, Mikael Davis, and he makes the catch up to just about the first down marker. No indication yet, and it is a first down. So 2nd down and 10 turns into a 1st down and 10 with a 10-plus yard pass from Phillips to Davis.
Yeah, nice job by Davis. Simply worked down the field, got a little bit of a crease where he could settle in between defenders, and Baden Hartman, the safety, coming up to put the lick on him and make sure he didn't get more than 10.
2 receivers each way. Phillips takes the snap, hands it off to Leidick in the backfield, I believe, that time. And that was Leidick, and he gets a big chunk. It'll be now 2nd down and about 2. on the 49-yard line of Musselman as Wheeling Park begins to get a drive going.
Yeah, first carry for Leidig. He is their leading rusher out of the backfield with 83 carries, 504 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And that was just a nice job by the left side of that offensive line, opening a big hole.
So trips to the near side, one to the far side, and Phillips takes the snap. He's has his guy in a screen pass. That's Jere Hawkins. Hawkins up past the first down marker, down past the first down marker, down inside the 45. Mark him at the 43. So first down and 10 once again as Wheeling Park's offense quickly moving itself down the field.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job trying to get a little bit of a rhythm for the quarterback with the shorter passes, those sideline type of passes, and then get their athletes out in space where they can make a catch with another blocker nearby. If you get one block and the guy with the catch makes one move, you might make a big play.
Trips to the far side as Phillips hands it off to Leidig.
Ball carried there by the Patriots, number 20.
And he gains about 3 to the 40. It'll be second down and 7.
Yeah, Leidig stumbling his way forward for those yards. If he could have kept his footing, looked like he had a lot more. Again, a nice job by that Wheeling Park offensive front, creating that running lane.
2 receivers each way for the Patriots. Again, look like Leidig remains in the backfield. They'll hand it off to him. He finds a crease, but he gets taken down by the second level of that Musselman defense. Once again, Kobe Moneypenny coming in there.
Yeah, you mentioned him returning to this defense, and he is making his presence felt. Nice tackle to bring up 3rd and medium.
Yeah, 3rd and 5, exactly medium there as you put it, Matt. And we've got 3 receivers to our near side, 1 to the far side. Again, we are on the visitor side tonight. So it'll be a 3rd down and 5 from the Musselman 38-yard line for Wheeling Park. Phillips takes the snap. He looks left. Now he's looking right. He's going to try and be mobile as he really can be, and he's going to get the first down, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds by Adamas. And this is what Brent Phillips does. He can't find anything through the air. He's going to use his legs.
Anthony Cornell, the linebacker, had a shot at him, but he gave him that little stiff leg, that hesitation, and that was just enough to cause the linebacker to wait and set himself thinking, okay, if he cuts, I'll be right here to get him. And no, that little hesitation and gave Phillips the chance to turn the corner and get the first.
So 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Looks like Leidig remains the back behind Phillips. They're going to hand it off to him. He's going left, and he's going to try and find a hole. But once again, those linebackers and corners coming up for the Applemen.
You got to like the few methodical type of drive right now for Wheeling Park.
Down to the 16-yard line. It'll be second down and 6. 2 receivers each way as they get the play in from the sideline.
It'll be the 9th play of this drive. So Wheeling Park getting what they want, trying to answer that early Musselman touchdown.
Phillips has a man in motion. He takes the snap. He hands it off to. He fakes the handoff to Leidig again, and he's taken down. Taken down by a Musselman defender. Looks like Braden Miller.
It is Braden Miller, the 5'10 sophomore, young guy. Hey, not young anymore. He's got 10 games under his belt.
Games under his belt.
Hey, he did his job. He stayed where he was supposed to stay, read it well, and went and got the quarterback. That's a nice defensive play.
No gain on the play. 3rd down and 6 from the 16-yard line. 2 receivers each way as they, again, get the play in from the sideline.
And the defense rise to the occasion. Wheeling Park so far 1 for 2 on 3rd down conversions in this first quarter.
Bring the man in motion once again. They're going to pass a short pass out to the far side. Looks like that was Will James maybe out there?
No, that's Michael Davis.
Michael Davis.
Yes.
Get the number. Michael Davis. And it will be a 4th down and 4. Gains only 2 on the play to the 14-yard line. And looks like they're going to keep the offense out here. I mean, you've got to do it. You're going to gamble here. You might as well gamble here.
Moneypenny and Barry came up to make this stop. Very nice defense. Big 4th down play here.
Yeah, fourth down to 4 from the 14-yard line. 2 receivers each way. Phillips takes the snap. He's looking to the far side, being driven out of the pocket. He's going to use his legs, and he's going to throw it actually, and this ball is tipped up in the air, and it's incomplete. Looks like it was nearly caught by a receiver there for the Patriots, but it's incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs. Back in the air by a Musselman defender.
Yeah, Keon Stevens almost made an incredible diving catch right along the sideline. That would have been a first down for Wheeling Park. Great job by the secondary. The offensive line for Wheeling Park gave Phillips plenty of time to be able to find somebody. He just couldn't get anybody open. And when that protection finally broke down, Musselman's defensive secondary did the job batting that pass.
So Musselman's offense will start its second drive from their own 14-yard line. One receiver to our side. Little be a snap taken by Hartman. It'll be handed off to Shelton, and Shelton gets a huge gain up to the 38-yard line. Did some misdirection there, trickery.
Yeah, there it is, that little crisscross, if you will. Hey, remember, head coach Brian Thomas was an assistant for 6 years here under Denny Price, who this stadium is named after, and in his 40-year career, he led this Musselman program to 3 state championships, and doing it running that wing tee, and that was a little bit of some old wing tee action right there.
Hartman looking for the play from the sideline. 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the far. Again, on the opposing side of the field in that press box here at Waldeck Field. Hartman takes a snap. He hands it off to Adamas. Adamas trying to get the edge, and he finds the edge. He's going to get near the first down marker to the 40, call it 45. It depends on where they spot him.
Hey, that is a great stiff arm because it looked like Michael Davis coming out of that secondary. I believe it was a number 1, was going to be right there to be able to make the stop, and the big stiff arm was able to push him away. I'm looking out there. May not have been 1, that may have been 7. All I could see was the single digit as he was getting pushed kind of sideways as Adamas used that big stiff arm.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 4 from the 44-yard line. 1 receiver to the near side. Hartman will take the snap, and he's going to get the first down running straight up the middle. Looks like past the 50, or at least right at midfield. It looks like they'll spot him right at midfield.
Yeah, so a pickup of 60, and that is the very type of play that this team said they did not want to allow to happen when the teams met a month ago up at Wheeling Park. They were going to shut down Baden Hartman in the interior, and they did for the most part in that game. That was a big 6-yard pickup here.
First down and 10 from midfield. With Adamas out to our near side, which is the away side. Hartman takes the snap. He's going to run the same play, try to get outside, but he can barely get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just no place to go there. Big 65, that's Jackson Edgman, a 6-foot senior, getting him down low and then getting some help from his friends. No gain as the stop comes right at the line. I've got 3 carries, 14 yards in the early going for Hartman, but I tell you, how about 4 carries, 37 yards for Adamas. And Adamas also has had the 1 big reception.
So 1:23 on a rolling clock here in this first quarter remaining. 7-0 in favor of the Applemen. It'll be a speed option over to Adamas. Adamas breaks some tackles, and he's going to get inside the 45, call it the 44.
Yeah, 6 yards on that one, and Baden Hartman took a hit. Yeah, Malik. He saw the guy coming, but held his ground, and at the last second, able to get that quick pitch out of there, and Adamas had a little bit of space, able to get 6 yards, and a big 3rd and 4 coming here.
Yeah, 3rd and 4 now at the Wheeling Park 44-yard line. Going to throw a man out to our side, the near side. It'll be Braden Miller. Hartman's going to take the snap. He's going to run it straight up the gut, and he's not going to get the first down as he's pushed back.
Yeah, it looks like he got to the 41, which will give him 3 yards on a 3rd down and 4, so a 4th and 1 coming, and decision time for Coach Thomas and his staff.
Well, and remember, just like for Wheeling Park, Musselman will use Baden Hartman to kick the ball as well to punt it away. So we'll have to see what he does as he gets the call from the sideline coming up. And I believe they'll take their second time out. They'll take their second.
End of the first
quarter. That clock went by really fast.
Yep.
We'll be back after 60-second break. You're tuning in to West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube back in 60.
A DUI arrest can have a devastating impact on one's life, your job, your driver's license, and in some cases your very freedom. My name is Harley Wagner. I own and operate West Virginia's only exclusive DUI defense firm. Since 1999, I've been representing citizens throughout the Eastern Panhandle and state of West Virginia charged with DUI. Let my years of training and experience work for you.
The initial consultation is free at the Wagner Law Firm in Martinsburg. Phone 304-901-7400 or online at westvirginiaduilawyers.com.
WV Medicine is pleased to introduce 5 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Dr. Joseph Ahn, Oncology. Dr. Paige Anderson, Emergency Medicine. Dr. Akanksha Bardwaj, Hospitalist. Dr. Vignesh Gunasakaran, Neonatology. And Dr. Stacy Hanlon, Anesthesiology. WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community.
Welcome back here to Waldeck Field. As we enter the second quarter, it's a 7-0 ball game in favor of the Musselman Applemen as the number 8 Applemen take on the number 9 Wheeling Park Patriots in the first round of the 2022 West Virginia football playoffs. 4th down and 1. See what the decision is. There's Hartman still in the backfield, and they're going to go for it, and Hartman's going to find a hole. Gets down to the 40, down to the 35. The pile is pushing him inside the 30. What a heck of a job by that offensive line for Musselman.
We talked about it in the pregame.
The game is going to be won in the trenches.
There it is, and you give this Musselman line a ton of credit as they open just a slight hole. You saw Hartman, no hesitation. When he saw that little hole, he got in there, through there, and then a great push by him and that line to get down inside the 30. Big first down on the 4th and 1.
That's a huge first down as they get their play call. I want to thank the crew tonight. Thanks to Matt Miller coming out of retirement for this game tonight.
Good to be
helping
here.
Me out tonight. Braden Schaffner on camera, Donna Schaffner producing, Colin McLaughlin down the sideline, Nick Verzolini back in the studio, keeping us on YouTube tonight.
Colin, how about it, right? You won.
Spencer.
I'm sorry.
Colin. As Hartman takes the snap, he hands it off. Believe that. Was that Adamas? Or no, that was Dalton Haynes.
Yep, so Haynes getting the carry on that one. But what I was about to say, I heard you going through everybody's name. I heard you say Colin, and that stuck in my head. Spencer, I was just going to comment about 14 yards on a 4th down and 1. You know, that is a great job by that offensive front line, and then by Hartman to be able to pick up that first.
And Hartman's helmet came off, from what I'm understanding, on that play. So he had to come out. Is he back in? He is back in. It's hard to see from our angle up here the number on the jersey, but he is back in. Looked like him body language-wise. He takes the snap, and there's another penalty here. Try to see what it is. It's false start on Musselman. You just got a big first down. You can't do that, Matt.
No, certainly not what you wanted. And, well, they got a 2-yard gain on that first down when Hartman was out. So now instead of a 2nd and 8, you're going to end up facing a 2nd and about 13. So let's see how Musselman handles that. Haven't used the passing game a ton. It's been those touch passes, but they've run the football well. Let's see what they do on a 2nd and long.
And you mentioned that, and they've got 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, with looks like Adamas next to Hartman, and it is Adamas. They're going to throw the screen pass to him. He's finding himself some blockers, but he's not going to go where he wants to go. Gets back to the 35. Or excuse me, to the 30.
Yeah, so absolutely no gain on that play. Again, the defense with a solid effort there, being able to bottle him up. There was just no place to go. And it looks to be Charlie DeCia again. We called his name earlier, and he was right there where he needed to be on this one.
So 3rd down and 13 from the Wheeling Park 30-yard line. As Adamas takes the snap, shovel pass, this time to Adamas, and he tries to break some tackles, and he gets pushed out of bounds, but I don't think enough for the first down there, Matt.
Yeah, so there's that little touch pass again where they bring him in motion, virtually a jet sweep, but without the handoff. It's a touch pass. He did a nice job to avoid some tacklers, get to the sideline. The pursuit eventually gets there and pushes him out of bounds, and they're going to spot it right shy of the 20-yard line. So he got about 10, but that's going to leave a 4th down and still about 3 for a first.
So 4th down and 3, you're going to think they're going to go for it again just based upon what they have done previously in this ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. You go for it here.
So 9:40 left in the second quarter. Adamas takes the snap, handed it off to Adamas, but there's a penalty on the play.
Yeah, it's going to be a -5, a procedure penalty, as again, they weren't all on the same page for Musselman offensively with that snap count. 3 penalties, 15 yards now for the Applemen, and that hurts because now it's a 4th down and 8 with a ball back just outside the 25.
And Wheeling Park takes a timeout. We'll keep it here, and we'll thank our second quarter sponsors. Second quarter brought to you on WRNR TV on YouTube by the Wagner Law Firm, West Virginia's premier DUI defense attorney. Visit westvirginiaduilawyers.com. Also by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. And then also by WHM Systems, W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. And Matt, here it's kind of been a run the first game mostly in this ball game with a couple shuffle passes in there.
Yeah, and back-to-back lengthy drives. I mean, you go back to Wheeling Park's second possession, and they were able to run 5 minutes or plus off the clock. They ran 11 plays, took it from their own 32 down to the Musselman 14 before being stopped, and now the Applemen started this drive at their own 14, and they're at the Patriots 25, and they've held the football for better than 5 minutes.
So a 4th down and 9 now, and they will go for it. As Hartman takes a snap, he's going to find Adamas. He's going to make the catch for a first down.
Yeah, that one's going to be right around the 15, maybe even the 14-yard line, and a nice route as Adamas went down the field, curled back in, and came back to the football, and he was able to make the grab and then hold on to it as he took a pretty good shot right as he made the catch. First down.
And we've seen him operating almost exclusively from the backfield this evening. And now he goes outside and actually makes a catch. Deep down, or further down the field than just a shuffle pass. He'll come back in the backfield this play, as I just mentioned. Most of the night operated there. And what, do we have our 3rd and final timeout from Musselman already?
Well, no, remember the other one was going to be a timeout. Was the end of the quarter.
Timeout.
Yeah.
We'll take one with them. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're tuning in to West Virginia High School playoff football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 60 seconds.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field here. 9:07 left in the first half. 7-0 ball game in favor of Musselman, and they have it a 1st and 10 from the Wheeling Park 14-yard line as they've now spread everybody out. With no men in the backfield, empty set for Hartman. He's going to throw a screen pass to Adamas. Adamas breaks a couple of tackles inside the 5. He's going to make it in the end zone. No, is he going to?
Nope, he was out of bounds. He was dragging a guy forward, but had already stepped out of bounds inside of that 5 down to about, it looks like maybe the 2-yard line.
So taken out, forced out at the, no, they're going to call it the 1-yard line on the scoreboard. But again, our destination up here, very hard to see exact yard line.
That's a gain of 13 yards.
So now it's a first down and goal. I guess they'll call it the 2-yard line. Bring the ball back. It'll be a first down and goal. Hartman in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, and he'll run it and not get in the end zone. They're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line. So the defense for Wheeling Park holds there to push them to make it a second down and goal.
Yeah, I was looking to see who was the one that wrapped him up, and I just can't quite get the number, but a great job defensively to get a hold of him and hold him still and let the other guys be able to knock him down. And ouch, that's a big hit right there.
Stopped in the backfield is Hartman.
That's Derek Krogan, 6'3", 280. And the junior came unblocked and hit Baden Hartman and stopped him in his tracks.
So now it's a third down and goal.
They're marking that as a loss of a yard, setting up a third down and goal to go at the 3.
So Hartman again in the shotgun. No running backs. Nobody on the right side. They're going to bring a guy in motion. That's Adamas, and there's a penalty on the play.
Yep.
Wanted to go kind of a jet sweep or a touch pass to him to get in the end zone. Would it be an Applemen penalty, force them back half the distance.
That is the third procedure penalty that they have had in this possession alone. And yet they've managed to overcome those as they have gone 2 for 2 on a pair of fourth downs after going 0 for 2 on a couple of third downs.
So it'll be a third down and goal from the 6-yard line. And Hartman takes the snap. But is that timeout called by William
Yeah, I think
Park?
we did get a defensive timeout. We could hear the coaching staff that's just to our left hollering about the team being outflanked, and that was going down to the guys on the sideline and looking at that. They called that timeout, didn't want to get beat in that situation.
And we'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're tuning in to West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 60 seconds.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be this football season. Join us Fridays for Martinsburg Bulldog games, Saturdays for Shepherd Rams and WVU games, and every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday nights for the NFL primetime games. We still have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. So come on in and enjoy the Palace Lounge. We're located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Heffley Motor Company, just off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road, is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner, serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. And if you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Welcome back here to Waldeck Field. 7-0 Musselman, 7:44 left to go. A third down and goal from the 6-yard line for the Applemen. And another penalty.
Yeah, you had a wide out on this near side. Logan Shelton, he was in a tight slot formation and leaned forward and ended up getting the head out over top of the lower body and just could not hold his momentum and ended up moving before the snap. That's another tough one.
So it'll be a third down and goal from the 11-yard line, and they're digging themselves in a hole on this drive.
Well, they've been able to overcome so far. Can they do it again?
Two receivers bunched up on each side. Hartman takes the snap. He's looking left. He's looking right, and no receivers there. It'll be a fourth down and goal from the 11-yard line. And, Matt, what do you do here?
Well, he's looking for Braden Miller on that one, and Miller kind of stayed outside. That pass came back to the inside, so I don't know if it was a misread on one or the other's part. I think here you're looking for points, and that's exactly what they're doing as they're bringing on Jason Gordon, the senior kicker, who is 1 for 3 in field goal attempts this season.
So ball is spotted at the 11. I'm bad at math. I forget what it is, Matt.
Should be about a 28-yard
field goal. And that one is no good for Jason Gordon. So it remains a 7-0 ball game in favor of the Applemen. 7:35 as the Wheeling Park Patriots will take over here with some momentum on their side.
Yeah, absolutely. A lengthy drive, 16 plays in all, but no points to show for it as the 28-yard field goal wide to the right. Looked like he got up underneath of it a little bit as well. That is a lengthy drive that started at the 3:09 mark of quarter number 1, and with 7:35 to go in this first half, it's just the third offensive possession for Wheeling Park.
Wheeling Park has trips to the near side over here. Phillips takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he's going to throw a screen pass to the outside to Will James. He makes the catch. He's going to get a gain of about 5. Is there a player down? I think there's an Applemen player down.
There is an Applemen player down. Really hard to see from
our angle.
Yeah, because there were players along this Wheeling Park sideline right there.
Trying to see who it is.
That pass completion, but it looked like there may have been a penalty, and I did not see from the head referee what the call may be.
Trying to see around this player. That was 31, Braden Miller. He gets up as he trots off the field.
All
Good
right.
to see there.
Yeah, absolutely good to see there.
It looks like potentially a shoulder, looking like he's shaking it off over there.
I'm watching the head referee, who has just given the indication of a penalty against Wheeling Park.
And if you could hear on the crowd mic, somebody in front of us said they've been doing that all year and it hasn't been a penalty. Could not see what it was, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They move it back to the 10-yard line.
So it'll be a first down and 20.
Yes.
After the 10-yard penalty. Phillips in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He's looking left, and he's trying to buy some time. He's going to run the ball. He's going to get back, looks about to the original line of scrimmage before he's forced out of bounds.
Yeah, eventually forced out along the near sideline by Dalton Haynes, the junior defensive back. But again, good coverage downfield, and there was just nobody open. And so that caused Phillips to bring the ball down and run. He does pick up those 10 yards lost on the penalty.
So it'll be a second down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Trips to the far side, one to the near. Again, we are on the visitors press box. So the view you're seeing on WRNR TV on YouTube is the far side. A screen pass blocked pretty well. That one's going to Mikhail Davis. Mikhail Davis gets the first down, I believe.
We also have a penalty marker along that far sideline, so let's see what that may be.
Waiting to see the call. It'll be a face mask against the Applemen.
Face mask. The question is it 5 or is it more? And it looks like just the 5-yard variety, as they're going to set that football out at about the 30.
Which is good for the Applemen. So that's where they'll mark the ball. It'll be a first down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Their own 30-yard line of the Patriots. Got trips to the near side. One to the far side. Looks like the last play just flipped, Matt.
Yes.
You got a deep man out to the far side. Phillips takes the snap, and he's looking for the screen. This time to Jere Hawkins, and he's going nowhere. Taken down by Chris Berry, the senior.
Yeah, the 6-foot senior saw that one coming, broke on it as soon as the ball was coming out of Phillips' hand. There was no chance to get any yardage on that one.
So 2 receivers each way. And like I said, it was just looked like a flip formation of what we had seen on the previous play, which was a screen pass for a good game.
Yeah, it ends up being a loss of a yard.
So now it's second down and 11 from their own 29. Phillips takes the snap. He's looking to the near side. He's going to throw the ball to a wide open Mikhail Davis. He's unable to complete the catch. That could have been 6 if he would have looked that ball in and gotten it and been
I'm looking
down
at
the field.
A pair of defenders, Adamas in that defensive backfield along with Barry, talking to one another. Someone missed an assignment and left that receiver wide open. Davis just couldn't bring it in. That is a missed opportunity for Wheeling Park and a huge break for Musselman.
So 3rd down and 11. 2 receivers each way. The running back in the backfield. Phillips takes the shotgun snap. He's looking left, and he's going to try and buy some time. He's going to pass it out to his running back. That is Max Wiley, and he's going to get a huge gain past midfield for a big gain for a 1st down.
Yeah, what a heady play by Phillips. The senior, seeing and knowing that he's got that outlet valve to his right, draws the defense to himself like, hey, I'm going to run this thing, and then at the last possible second gives that little pass out there to pick up big yards.
So it'll be a 1st down and 10, and they'll call it the 48-yard line of the Applemen. You got trips again to the near side. Could potentially see a receiver screen here, but you don't. It's going to be instead a fake to handoff. Phillips gets it around the outside. He's going to get the 1st down to the 30. Inside the 30, pushed out around the 25-26. Huge pickup on 1st down. Another 1st down as they're moving.
Absolutely. Again, very, very well done.
So ball game remains 7-0 in favor of the Applemen. 5:25 left in the 1st half. But the Wheeling Park Patriots are moving the ball down the field, approaching the red zone.
Well, back-to-back plays of 22 and 24 yards. That's how you move the ball down the field as quickly as they have.
1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Phillips takes the snap. He hands it off to Max Wiley. Max Wiley gets a decent gain to around the 15-yard line, 16-yard line. It looks like a DB or a linebacker for Musselman bit on a fake and missed out on him.
Good hard run by Wiley at the end. After contact, able to drag tacklers ahead, pick up the extra yards. 9 to be exact, so 2nd and short.
2nd and short in the red zone now. Or just outside. No, they are in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Hands it off to Wiley. Wiley gets inside the 5 in the end zone. Touchdown, Wheeling Park. Or no, they are ruling it a touchdown. So it is a touchdown. It brings the game to 7-6, extra point pending after what looked to be a 16-yard run from Max Wiley.
Yeah, well blocked off that left side of the line. He saw the hole, hit it quickly, just had to make one move in the defensive secondary, and then he was into the end zone.
And it'll be Aiden Forget, got to get that name there. For the PAT, that one is up, and it is good. We're got a tie ball game here. 4:39 left in the 1st half. We'll take a 60-second break and be back for more action here in the West Virginia Class AAA State Playoffs. You're tuned in to the West Virginia Class AAA State Football Playoffs on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 60 seconds.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be this football season. Join us Fridays for Martinsburg Bulldog games, Saturdays for Shepherd Rams and WVU games, and every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday nights for the NFL primetime games. We still have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. So come on in and enjoy the Palace Lounge. We're located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Heffley Motor Company, just off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road, is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner, serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. And if you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field here, all knotted up at 7 as the ensuing kickoff after a 16-yard run from Max Wiley tied the ball game up at 7, 4:39 left in the 1st half. Ball is booted away. will be taken by Ray Adamas at about the 8-yard line. He's looking for some blockers. He's going to break a tackle up to the 30. He's going to be forced out of bounds at the 37-yard line, but great field position for Musselman to start, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. Turned by Adamas, and now let's see if the Applemen can respond after a solid drive by Wheeling Park. After the missed field goal by the Applemen, the Patriots needed only 8 plays to cover 80 yards. It took 2 minutes and 56 seconds with that roughly 16-yard touchdown run, capping off that drive from Max Wiley.
So 4:30 left in this first half. It will be 3 receivers to the far side. And a tight end in there, and they'll hand it off, but botched handoff. Hartman has to lay on it, and he's able to get back on it after it scored it out there for a second. But that'll push things back to a 2nd down and about 2nd and 14.
Yeah, they'll mark it at the 34. I'm thinking closer to a loss of 3 and a 2nd and 13, even though they do put 14 on that scoreboard. Either way, they're fortunate not to lose the football.
Especially with the momentum in this game going the way it is. Hartman takes the snap, fakes the handoff. This time over to Shelton. Shelton looking for some blockers, and he can't get much, maybe up to the 35.
Yeah, that play coming a yard or so deep in the backfield by the time he grabs it and then tries to turn upfield, and no, they didn't even give him the 35. He got back to the line of scrimmage and absolutely nothing more, so a 3rd and 13 coming. And the Applemen 1 of 4 on 3rd downs in this first half.
This is a big play in this ball game, Matt. 3rd and 14, 3:22 on a rolling clock left in this first half. Trips to the far side. There'll be a rollout for Hartman. He finds his receiver in Braden Miller. Braden Miller is short of the line to gain, though. Past the 45, call it the 46. So about, 2 yards short?
Yeah, they will move it out to that 46, and so, yeah, it's a long 2, as he'd have to get just beyond that 48, and the football's actually just inside of that 46, so it's more like 2.5.
And they're going to go with all 5 guys out to the far, with 4 guys out to the far side, 1 to the near. And it looked like a Wheeling Park player jumped, but they're not going to get the encroachment call as Hartman calling out signals. And I don't know, it'll be a delay of game on the Applemen. And you can't have that as a 4th down and 2, make that a 4th down and 7.
Well, now you know you're just going to punt the football away. I'm not sure they were ready to go for it in that situation on their side of the field with 3:07 to play in this first half anyway.
And they will get the second half kickoff. They did
yes,
defer.
They do.
They won the toss deferred, so they will get the ball to start the second half here. But it'll be a 4th down and about 5. As Wheeling Park having trouble getting substitutions on and off the field here. Hartman will get it. He'll punt it away. It'll be a good boot. And it'll drop at about the 18 and take an Appleman roll inside the 15. And that's where they'll mark it as it rolls out of bounds.
Yeah, mark it right on that 15-yard line. And that is a great punt. That's going to cover about 50 yards. Not quite. Hang on. Let me go backwards and do that all over again. And no, we're talking about 44 yards on that punt. So close.
Close. Still a heck of a punt there by
it really was.
Hartman.
Yeah, much needed to be able to force a much longer field for his defense to be able to try to stop this Wheeling Park offense that maybe has a little momentum after that last possession in which they scored covering 80 yards in 8 plays.
2:59 left in this first half. 7-7 ball game. Phillips takes the snap. He hands it off. Looks like to Leidick, and he's going nowhere. Taken down. Are they going to give him back to the line of scrimmage there? It appears they will.
Taryn Boyles, the sophomore, one of the first ones to hit him, got a little help as well. No gain, 2nd down and 10.
2nd down and 10 now. Trips to the far side, 1 receiver to the near side. Will we see a screen here? I know they like that.
Clock winding down to 2:27 to play in this first half.
Phillips takes the snap. He's looking. He's going to be forced out of the pocket. He's going to have to throw the ball to a wide-open man downfield. Bobbles it for a second, but he makes the catch down the sideline. That is Will James to the 30, to the 20. He's pushed out of bounds by Ray Adamas, but not before he gets nearly inside the red zone, and he does get in the red zone down to the 15. Big, huge play to get them inside, potentially take a lead here going into the half with 2:04 left.
Yeah, you're talking 70 yards on that one from 115 to the other 15-yard line, and that is a broken play where it was a great job getting pressure, but they couldn't contain. Phillips got outside the pocket, stayed calm, found an open man, and then after the juggling catch, very well done down the sideline as Will James got a nice block out in front of him. I believe that was Keon Stevens who threw that block to help get him to the sideline and pick up 70.
Phillips takes the snap. He hands it off to Leidick. Leidick gets inside the 15. They'll call him down to the 11.
I think inside the 11 down to the 10, so a gain of close to 5.
I think they'll mark that at the 11, actually, Matt. Looks like they're behind that line.
You are correct.
Again, it's odd facing from up here. Hard to see exactly where it is. We're not very high above. It'll be a screen pass to the far side, and it'll be taken down. So Phillips throws the screen pass, trying to get the player over there. That again is Will James once again, who had that 70-yard catch to get them inside the 15.
He does get inside the 10 down to about the 9, so 2 yards on that one. Baden Hartman coming up to be a part of that tackle.
3rd down and 5 with trips to the near side as Phillips looks for the play along with all the rest of the players from the sideline.
And you got to imagine it's 3rd and 4th down.
Yeah, and clock now rolling, under 50 seconds remaining in the half. Phillips takes the snap. He hands it off to Leidick. Leidick going to gain a few yards before being pushed back. It's like it was Braden Miller once again to come in there, make the stop. And there's 27 seconds and clock is rolling. It looks like they might come in for the field goal here on the 4th down.
Yep, it will be a 4th down, and different kicker trying this one.
It's going to be A.J. Seals, I believe. Let the clock wind, and it seems like they will call a timeout here. We'll keep it here, Matt, as we get ready to go down into the end of the first half. So you're just going to take the points here, take the lead heading into halftime if you're Wheeling Park.
Yeah, 5.2 seconds. You've got that opportunity. Musselman had a missed 28-yard field goal earlier in this second quarter, and so Wheeling Park hoping to take advantage of this opportunity, that big 70-yard play, giving them this chance, and we'll see if they have the ability to get the 3 and take the halftime lead. Remember how close this one was when they played back on October 14th. It was a 13-7 lead at the intermission for Wheeling Park, and then they pulled away in that 4th quarter, so still plenty of football left in this one.
There is plenty of football left, but they're going to line up once again for the field goal.
Very interesting. Andrew Seals, number 26, he's a 5'7 sophomore, 21 of 25 on extra points, but has not tried a field goal. Forget, 1 for 1 with a 41-yard field goal. He kicked the extra point earlier.
5.2 seconds left. Ball is down, kick on the way, and it is good. Wheeling Park takes a 10-7 lead here, 0.7 seconds left in the first half. We'll get that scoring drive summary brought to you by Orr's Farm Market. Brought to you by Orr's Farm Market, family-owned, family-grown. Happiness grows here at Orr's Farm Market, located at 682 Orr Drive in Martinsburg, as Matt does the final calculations.
Well, it's a 5-play drive that is going to cover about 74 yards, and then the field goal good from 25 yards out. and they take 2 minutes, 58.3 seconds off, leaving just 0.7 seconds left in this half.
0.7 seconds. What can happen in 0.7 seconds, man?
Well, you never know. Maybe
you never know.
A kick return. So
I don't know.
we'll
I feel like at this point you're just going to kick it into the ground, right?
Yeah.
You probably want to do that. You don't want Adamas to have the threat of taking it back.
Yeah, it'll be some kind of a bouncing squib type of kick. You're right. You don't want it to be returned in any way.
And I did not forget, as Colin will be joined momentarily by head coach for the Applemen, Brian Thomas. That'll be a squib kick caught by Shelton at the 30. He's reversing field, breaks the tackle, now reversing back, and he's going to get taken down. That'll be by Jamison Maynard, but that'll be the end of the first half as the the Patriots have a 10-7 lead over the Applemen in the opening round of the Class AAA playoffs. As Colin is set up down there with head coach for the Applemen, Brian Thomas. We're waiting down there. If Colin, I believe we'll send it to him right now. Colin, take it away.
Thank you, Spencer and Matt. Coach Thomas, your team's still in it, even though you gave up 10 unanswered points there to be down by 3, but what have you liked overall?
We're playing hard. We're doing some good things. We've had some success. You got to punch the ball when you get to the 1-yard line, so we've done good things other than that, really.
Ray Damas looking really good out there. I heard you fired up after his first touchdown. What have you liked from him so far?
Yeah, just raise effort, the constant effort that he gives, hoping that we'll see more of that in the second half.
What are you telling your guys in the locker room?
Let's go. This is we got a half. It's a 3-point ball game, 1-possession ball game. We got a half. Let's go.
All right, thank you, Coach. See you in the post game. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Colin. As we get back here, we'll step aside for a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have the Mansion for Eddie halftime show. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School playoff football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
You've been in an accident. The choice of a lawyer may be the biggest decision you make for you and your family's future. At Mansion Ferretti, we offer a free consultation and no fees until we win your case. Call us today and protect your future. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
A DUI arrest can have a devastating impact on one's life, your job, your driver's license, and in some cases your very freedom. My name is Harley Wagner. I own and operate West Virginia's only exclusive DUI defense firm. Since 1999, I've been representing citizens throughout the Eastern Panhandle and state of West Virginia charged with DUI. Let my years of training and experience work for you.
The initial consultation is free at the Wagner Law Firm in Martinsburg. Phone 304-901-7400 or online at westvirginiaduilawyers.com.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know, you pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood, or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field here. It's time for the halftime show brought to you by Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to WVJusticeLawyers.com. Spencer Dupuy, Matt Miller, happy to have you with us. Brought the Hall of Famer out of retirement for tonight's playoff matchup that we were able to pick up as this game moved from Friday to Thursday due to the impending weather in the grass field here at Musselman, and it's been a great one so far, Matt.
It certainly has been, and just what you'd expect in this matchup, right? You've got the 8 and the 9. These are supposed to be two of the most evenly matched teams in a 16-team field. Both teams come in 7 wins, 3 losses on the season. Both teams come in putting up some pretty good offensive numbers, and both teams having defenses that are giving up about 26 to 27 points a game, and yet here we are at the half with a 10-7 ball game as the defenses really have played well here in this first half.
The defenses have played well. I want to give a shout out to the crew. Colin McLaughlin, you heard from him with head coach Brian Thomas of the Musselman Applemen. He's also down there running camera for us on the sideline. Main camera operator Braden Schaffner. Our executive producer on site tonight is Donna Schaffner. Dick Verzolini back in the studio, and as I said, my color man tonight, Matt Miller, coming out of retirement to help us out tonight when we decided to pick this ball game up. As let me file my notes around here. Get the scoring drive summaries of the night.
Well, the scoring got started by the Musselman Applemen on their very first possession after Wheeling Park took their opening possession and could not convert on a 4th down and 1 at the Applemen 44. Musselman took over, and 6 plays later, a minute 13 seconds off the clock, a 56-yard drive capped by a 9-yard touch pass from Baden Hartman going to Ray Adamas. He took it around that right end and into the end zone. 7-0 was the lead for Musselman. It would stay that way through the end of quarter number 1 as Wheeling Park on their second possession ran 11 plays, took it from their own 32 down to the Musselman 14, but again fell short on a 4th down and 4, an incomplete pass, and Musselman took over, and the Applemen ran a 16-play drive that went from the 3:09 mark of quarter number 1 to the 7:35 mark in quarter number 2, but the drive stalled down at the 11-yard line. They could not overcome 4 illegal procedure penalties in that possession as they had to go for a 28-yard field goal, and it was kicked a little wide to the right, got underneath of it just a bit as well as that one coming off the foot of the senior Jason Gordon, but no good, and it would remain at that point a 7-0 lead for the Applemen. But right after that missed field goal, Wheeling Park puts together their scoring drive, 8 plays, 80 yards, 2 minutes, 56 seconds. A 15 to 16-yard touchdown run for Max Wiley. That put them on the board. 7-7 was the score, and then Musselman with their next possession couldn't get the ball moving at all, went 3 and out, punted the football away, and after a great 44-yard punt from Baden Hartman on the second play from scrimmage for Wheeling Park, a busted play. Good coverage downfield, the pocket collapses, but the quarterback is able to get outside of the pocket, and Phillips finds his receiver, and catching that football was Will James. He went 70 yards down the near sideline. Ray Adamas able, though, to catch up with him, push him out of bounds, and ultimately the defense holds, but with 0.7 seconds left in our first half, a 25-yard field goal was up and good for the sophomore Andrew Seals. And that's where we stand. 10-7, Wheeling Park leading Musselman.
And, you know, when we've talked to head coach Brian Thomas this year, after that Wheeling Park game, he said kind of the real bugaboo for his team was scoring in the red zone. And right now they're 1 for 2 with a missed field goal.
Yeah, there it is. You know, again, missed opportunities the first time that these two teams got together. A turnover, chances in the red zone, but not able to convert on 4th downs. Got to find a way, as he said, going into the locker room. We got to finish drives. They've got to do that in the second half. And as you mentioned, they get that opportunity first when they get the football to start quarter number 3.
They do, and what we'll do right now is we'll step aside for a 2-minute break. On the other side of that 2-minute break, Nick, we'll have you a scoreboard update back in the studio, look at Thursday night football, and whatever else is going on in the realm of sports. Is not any, I don't believe any other Class AAA playoff games going on tonight. He might set the schedule for you for tomorrow night and Saturday, and then look at some Thursday night football, NBA and NHL games potentially, college football. Maybe there's a Thursday night game going on tonight. College basketball getting underway. A lot that he could give you. But we'll step aside for a 2-minute break. We come back. You'll hear Nick Verzolini back in the studio. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
We welcome you into the halftime scoreboard update. I'm Nick Verzolini here at the half. The game you're currently tuned into, the Musselman Applemen trail the Wheeling Park Patriots 10-7. Earlier today, the Musselman Lady Applemen volleyball team captured the state championship over Morgantown in 3 sets. So congratulations to them. In terms of what's going on here at the half, no high school games going on currently, as this is the only one that was moved to Thursday in AAA. There are some AA and single A scores that I have. Herbert Hoover leads Clay County 28-6 at halftime. And let's see what else we have here. And single A, East Hardy leads Tucker County 6-0. But the other AAA games going on tomorrow, we will have for you Martinsburg playing host to Morgantown. That one begins at 7 p.m., I do believe. It's 6 p.m. pregame show. And then Woodrow Wilson taking on Huntington tomorrow. Hedgesville will travel to Park South on Saturday. University will travel to Hurricane tomorrow. Princeton and GW will play tomorrow as well. And on Saturday, Cabell Midland will play Bridgeport. Jefferson travels to Spring Valley. Some scores in other sports right now. Well, same sport, but different league, I should say. In the NFL, the Carolina Panthers lead the Atlanta Falcons. Coach Thomas was right. Nobody wants to watch this game. It's 3-0 at or in the first quarter, I should say. So if you chose to tune into high school football, you made the right decision so far in that one. College football tonight, there is nothing, surprisingly. Oh, wait, there's nothing in the top 25. But in terms of FBS, we got a few games going on. Memphis leads Tulsa 17-3. Louisiana leads Georgia Southern 21-7. Both of those games are in the mid-second quarter. Last night, if you enjoyed some action, Wednesday night, last night, Northern Illinois beat Western Michigan 24-21. Central Michigan beat Buffalo 31-27, and Kent State beat Bowling Green 40-6. So, hey, if you got that action in last night, better stuff to you, I guess. And the Wizards, they are currently in action. They're leading the Dallas Mavericks right now, 85-81 in the third quarter, about 2:13 left. Got the 76ers and the Hawks going at it. Atlanta leads Philadelphia 46-42 at halftime. Miami Heat lead the Charlotte Hornets 58-50, and the Pelicans are beating the Trailblazers right now 44-33. College basketball wise, let's take a look here and see if there's any scores being reported tonight of any games of interest. Kansas taking on North Dakota State. Just about halftime, and the score's about where you'd expect as well. 48-19, Kansas on top. Texas Tech leads Texas Southern 34-20. Indiana leads Bethune-Cookman 12-10 early in the first half there. Creighton will take on North Dakota tonight at 9 p.m. on FS1. And the one we all can't wait for at 9 p.m. tonight, Texas plays host to Houston Christian. So, yeah, some early exciting college hoops. Anything else? Maybe there is a decent matchup going on tonight in D1. Scroll through this real quick. Western Kentucky leads Eastern Kentucky 60-56. The battle for Kentucky there. Not Louisville, Kentucky, but the next best thing. Towson leads UMass 59-47. Maryland is cruising to a victory against Western Carolina currently 70-37. That's about it. So not too much going on in the world of sports, but a decent amount of action and some scores here at the half, though. Your score to the game that you are currently tuned into, Wheeling Park leading Musselman at the half. Good football game, though. 10-7 is the score, so stay tuned. We'll send it back to Spencer Dupuis and Matt Miller for the second half between the two teams. This is West Virginia High School football on WRNR TV on YouTube.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? No matter what you think, you can have it either way. Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's local market.
Rise and shine. You're gonna be late for work. Good morning, sleepyhead. Have a good one.
Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's local market.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field here as Wheeling Park on top of Musselman 10-7 we're at halftime here, this first Class AAA playoff matchup. The first one to be played as this game moved to Thursday night due to the impending weather in the grass field here at Musselman. But we'll get into your first half stats brought to you by Dynamark Atlantic Security. Reminding you, don't be a statistic. Protect your family, home, and business with the local alarm professionals at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call Ben Copenhaver at 304-671-2158. And what would have been a very similar first half for both teams kind of that last drive for the Wheeling Park Patriots really opened it up for them.
Yeah, and absolutely did. Really, the only difference is the 70-yard play. And again, you give the quarterback a ton of credit as Brett Phillips, the senior, didn't panic. He didn't have anybody open. Good coverage downfield. The pocket begins to collapse. He's able to escape, keeps that play alive, and then throws a picture-perfect ball, if you will, bobbled by Will James, but he's able to grab it, get a block, get down the sideline, and that huge 70-yard play lifted them from having about 165 yards of offense in this first half to Wheeling Park unofficially at about 235 yards on 28 plays. It breaks down to about 113 rushing yards and 122 passing yards. 4 possessions in the first half, turned it over on downs on the first 2, then had a touchdown, and then the field goal with 0.7 seconds left to give them the lead at 10-7. Looking at the third down conversions, 2 of 4 in the first half for Wheeling Park. It was a third down that they were facing from the 9-yard line when they decided to go for the field goal on that final play of the first half. And Wheeling Park 0 of 2 on fourth down conversions. Neither team with a turnover. 4 penalties for 24 yards for Wheeling Park, as the Patriots have been real solid in that category as well. A couple of individual numbers. We mentioned the quarterback Brett Phillips. We've got him unofficially 8 of 11 for 122 yards. No touchdowns and no interceptions. Running the football, 4 carries for 42 yards. Out of the backfield, leading the way with 6 carries for 38 yards and a touchdown is Max Wiley, the senior. And then right behind him, 6 carries, 22 yards for Zach Leidick. He's a junior and came in as the leading rusher. Those 2 guys have been swapping basically every other possession.
Very much platooning.
Yep,
as they say in baseball, that's the baseball term, platooning.
Yep, getting the job done. And so there's some numbers for Wheeling Park. For the Musselman Applemen, I've got 25 plays, 140 total yards, 86 rushing, and 54 passing yards. They had just 3 possessions in the first half. They scored a touchdown on their opening possession, missed a field goal after a long 16-play second possession, and then their last possession, the only time in this ballgame that we've had a 3-and-out for really either team, and the 44-yard punt pinned Wheeling Park deep, but they were able to get that long pass play to set up the go-ahead field goal. 1 of 5 on third down conversions for Musselman. They are 2 of 2 on fourth down conversions. Again, no turnovers for the Applemen, who have 9 first downs. 8 first downs, by the way, in the first half for Wheeling Park. And then, 8 penalties, 40 yards whistled against the Applemen. Individually, Baden Hartman, 6 of 8 passing for roughly 54 yards, including the 9-yard touchdown on that touch pass to Ray Adamas. Adamas leading the ground game with 6 carries for 44 yards. Hartman has 8 carries for 28 yards, and there was 1 carry for 2 yards for Dalton Haynes, who came in to take a snap at quarterback when Hartman had to exit because his helmet came off on the prior play. So that is kind of a look at the numbers. Hey, Adamas has had a great first half there receiving the ball as well. We mentioned the 9-yard touchdown, give him another catch for 10, another for 11, another for 13. And so he has been a very vital part of the offense in this first half, and you can imagine his role may be increased even a little bit in this second half.
Yes. And, Matt, with that, we'll take a 30-second break as we get ready for the Mountaineer Pub kickoff for the second half. We're back in 30 seconds. You're tuning in to West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back here to Waldeck Field as we inch ever so closer to the second half kickoff. About a minute left, minute 15 seconds left before the second half kickoff. And Matt, if you're Musselman, what do you have to do? You're not out of this ball game, obviously, but what's the key to the second half for them?
No, you just got to go back out and execute, you know. I mean, I think you had a great game plan coming in. You may have caught Wheeling Park. How about just caught? You may have caught Wheeling Park a little bit, on their heels on that opening possession. Even that second possession, a great job putting together a 16-play drive that took, 6 minutes off of the clock, but just could not convert in the red zone. And so we heard Coach Thomas B. Tom going into the locker room as he talked with Colin and said, look, you got to finish drives. I think that's the big thing for Musselman in the second half. Keep doing what you've been doing and, finish those drives and get points on the board. Defensively, I thought they've done a very nice job. Again, that big play, a broken play, if there's one thing I would say is if you can find a way to better contain Phillips at quarterback and make sure that, hey, you're getting good coverage downfield, but you can't let him escape the pocket. You've got to be able to create the pocket and then collapse the pocket on him without having someone maybe go too far up the field and create that lane where Phillips is able to get out of the pocket and then either run for big yards or complete a pass for big yards.
All right, as we are just about ready for the second half kickoff is brought to you by the Mountaineer Grill and Pub located at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway in Martinsburg. Go there if you want to watch the Mountaineer games. And they'll have the Mountaineer games on there. Owner H.D. Boyd, congratulations to him on winning his election for the county council.
Well, let's see how this second half plays out. These two teams have met 4 different times. 2018, it was a 41-35 win for Musselman. And then 2019, the Applemen won 26-24. And in 2021, a year ago, the Applemen again scored a 25-17 victory. Earlier this year, back on October 14th, Wheeling Park got the win 34-7. So the Applemen 3-1 in the 4 prior meetings. Of course, this is the big one. Those were regular season meetings. This one is a playoff game, and the winner moves on to the quarterfinals next week.
Musselman will receive the second half kickoff. That's Ray Adamas, the deep man. I believe Logan Shelton as well as Dalton Haynes, the 2 up guys. And it'll be a deep kickoff, well, relatively deep. It'll go out of bounds at the 30-yard line, so great field position for Musselman to start the second half.
Yeah, landed right on the sideline out of bounds. And doing the kickoffs is number 40, Owen Tipton. He's a junior, listed as a linebacker, not listed as a kicker, but they've got him out there kicking the football away. And as a linebacker, you like him kicking because he gives you the extra defender. You know, sometimes kickers are not the greatest at tackling. The Applemen will take it at the 35-yard line as opposed to the re-kick like we had on the opening kick of the game when Musselman kicked it out of bounds.
That they will. You got Baden Hartman taking the shotgun snap. They'll hand it off to Ray Adamas, finds a hole, and doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, no, he got out to the 38 and maybe even the 39-yard line, so a gain of 3, maybe close to 4.
I was looking at the wrong thing, Matt.
Yep,
I was looking at the wrong yard line here.
A gain of 4.
I'm looking directly at like the 47-yard line, and I was looking through my binoculars somewhere else. I lost the play. It'll be a gain of 4, second down and 6 from the 38-yard line. Hartman takes the snap, the speed option to Adamas. Looks to be caught in the backfield, and he is taken down by 2. A pair of Wheeling Park Patriots, which will push it down to a 3rd down.
Yeah, Braden Lucas, a senior,
11,
lining up, I guess, as a linebacker on the outside of that side, just simply blew up Logan Shelton, who was trying to block him, and Lucas getting into the backfield, able to bust that play up, and it's going to be a loss, and now a 3rd and long.
Big 3rd down and long. It's trips to the near side, where again on the visitor side, 1 to the far side. Haynes in the backfield with Hartman. Hartman's going to throw it over to Shelton. Shelton's to the 40, and he's taken down at the 41-yard line. Call it the 42. That's not enough for the first down, Matt.
No, it will not be. Out to the 42 is going to give you a pickup of close to 8, but it's going to leave you the 41-yard line. Let's make that only a gain of 7, and it's 4th down and a long 4, and you got to imagine that it will be a punt as Hartman by himself in the backfield. He clapped those hands and now looks to that far sideline and now backs up a little more, and here comes the punt.
Gives you the indication for the punt. He had a beautiful one earlier. Let's see, that one will drop at the 30-yard line and it'll go out of bounds at about the 25. So Wheeling Park will take over at their own 25-yard line. They're going to call it inside the 25, I believe, where the referee is lined up.
Yeah, that punt good for about 35 yards with no return, and Wheeling Park has to feel good about where they are right now with that 3-point lead, the way they were able to close out that first half and now get some momentum with the 3-and-out defensively to start this second half. Just 1 of 6 on 3rd downs now for Musselman.
Starting at their own 24-yard line. Are the Patriots, they take the snap. Does Phillips, he hands it off. Looks like it's Wiley.
They're just straight ahead running, similar to what they did to open this football game. And it is Wiley with that carry. Just try to establish a little ground game up the middle. Looks like a gain of 3.
So 2nd down and 7 from the 27-yard line. Trips to the near side, 1 to the far side. Phillips takes the snap. He looks for the quick screen to Dre Hawkins. He gets the first down near mid. They're going to call him out at the 40. Where are they going to give him the spot? At the 46, 45. That's a healthy spot.
Yeah, I thought maybe he had stepped out of bounds back inside the 40 the way the official came up the near sideline, but all the way out to that 45-yard line. That's a huge gain.
So it'll be a 1st and 10, a big gain.
Yeah,
for the Patriots.
18 yards and another first down.
Phillips takes the snap. He fakes the handoff, then throws it over to Will James. Will James is going to be pushed back after gaining a few near midfield.
Yeah, he's going to get close to 4, it looks like, out to that 49-yard line. And when you can get 3, 4, 5 yards on first down, it makes it a little bit easier.
So it'll be a second down. They're going to call it 7. Looks like more like 6 to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. More like a 2nd and 6 with that football out at the 49.
Trips to the near side, 1 to the far side. Phillips in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He's looking left. He's going to throw it on a screen pass to Max Wiley. Max Wiley gets some blockers for a first down and more. They're going to call him down at the 40 or inside the 40, down to the 40. Another healthy gain for the Patriots.
Yeah, gain of close to 11 yards on that 2nd down and 6. They pick up yet another first down.
2 receivers each way for the Patriots. Wiley remains in the backfield with Phillips. Getting the play call from the sideline as receivers will move in a little bit. They'll bring a guy in motion. They'll take the snap. They'll throw a screen pass to Mikel Davis. Mikel Davis gets the first down, sticking out the football. That was a risky move to stick out the football there, Matt.
Yeah, it generally is, but he was close enough to the sideline and was going out of bounds as he was being pushed right at the end of the play.
They didn't even give him the spot.
Nah, he didn't get there.
We'll be now 2nd down and short from call it the 32-yard line.
Yeah, gain of about 8 on that one. 6th play of this opening possession of the second half for Wheeling Park after holding Musselman to a 3-and-out. And the Applemen really need to get a stop.
That they do. 2 receivers each way. They bring Keon Stevens in motion, and then the ball goes to the, I believe that is Stevens with the ball. First down. As they didn't bring him down, they're going to call him down And a lot of trash talking out there, it appears.
There's Jeray Hawkins, actually, who came in motion on that kind of jet sweep action, but there again is that touch pass that we saw earlier on from Musselman. Hawkins found an opening, cut it upfield, and moves down, it looks like, to the 21-yard line, so a gain of about 11.
Nearly in the red zone once again are the Patriots. So it'll be a first down and 10 from the 21-yard line. Trips to the far side, one to the near side. Davis is the near receiver. They'll hand it off to Max Wiley. He's going to break off a few tackles, get inside the 10-yard line, still bringing the pile with him. They're going to call it down to the round, call it the 8-yard line. Another first and 10, and it just seems like Wheeling Park is doing all it wants to this Musselman defense that stood strong there in the start of the first half.
I mean, they are making them defend the entire field, spreading guys out, getting the ball out quickly to wide receivers. In this case, they faked that screen out to the right, and then the quarterback, Phillips, quickly turns and hands it off. And a good, strong run, a strong finish for Max Wiley, picking up extra yards after contact.
Trips to the far side. Looks like Phillips will run the direct run. He's going to get a block, but I believe there'll be a holding call. They're going to call a touchdown. No holding call, as Shelton wanted the call, but it's going to be a touchdown. Wheeling Park. Phillips with the quarterback rush puts Wheeling Park on top, 16-7. Extra point pending. 6:32 left in this third quarter.
And that's now 3 straight scoring possessions for Wheeling Park after turning it over on downs in their first 2 possessions. A touchdown, a field goal in that first half, and now this, an 8-play scoring drive to open the second half.
Ball is down, kick is on the way, and it is good. The PAT is good, makes it 17-7. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're tuning to West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 60.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsini's.com. Welcome back to Waldeck Field. Here is Wheeling Park. The number 9 team coming into this matchup with the 9 and the 8 has a 17-7 lead over Musselman here at Waldeck Field at Denny Price Stadium. It'll be a short kick and it'll have to be fallen upon. And who has the football? I think Musselman retains possession.
Yeah, Musselman getting it. Braden Miller, the sophomore, was moving over to his right. Looked like he wanted to let that ball go through so one of the guys behind him could grab it, and it bounced up and hit him. And then he ultimately was able to get on that loose football and avoid disaster. Hey, that scoring drive for Wheeling Park, how about 8 plays, 76 yards, 3 minutes and 18 seconds, 8 yards on the touchdown run for the quarterback, Brett Phillips, his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
Scoring drive summaries brought to you by Orr's Farm Market. Family owned, family grown. Happiness grows here at Orr's Farm Market in Martinsburg as Musselman looks to start its next drive. It's an end around, odd play. I don't even know how to call that play, Matt. Hartman gave it off to Adamas. Adamas then handed it off. I didn't even see two.
To Shelton, 9, I believe it was. Yes, looking for a lane, a little scissors action again. We talked about it as we saw it back in that first half, kind of out of the old wing T playbook. But this time that Wheeling Park defense held their ground.
So it'll be a second down and 11 now from the 27-yard line. Trips to the near side, one to the far side as Hartman calling out the play. They need to start using this air game. He takes the snap. He hands it off to Adamas. Adamas finds a hole up the middle, nearly gets back to the to the line to gain, but he's taken down at, call it, the 38-yard line, 37-yard line.
Great tackle by Keon Stevens, because you
that
had
could have been a house call.
Yeah, just getting that head of steam, and if he would have found a way to get by Stevens, he could have been off to the races.
We've seen that a lot with Ray Adamas this year, but he got stopped there, so it'll be a 3rd down now and 3. Again, Musselman not very successful on 3rd downs tonight. 3 trips to the far side, 1 to the near side, and Adamas. It'll be Hartman, and Hartman cannot get, maybe he does get the first down. We'll see where they spot it.
He is close to that 39-yard line, and this possession started right around the 29. They may measure. That's the play that Wheeling Park said when these teams met a month ago, back on October 14th. They were not going to let Hartman be able to run on the interior, and he was able to pick up just enough for the first down.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. 4:43 on a running clock in this 3rd quarter. Musselman down 17-7.
Thank you, Rob Mario, giving the official terminology of the
counter.
Crisscross counter.
And Hartman takes the snap, hands it off to Adamas. Adamas just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, absolutely no place for him to go, as once again the interior of that defense outstanding. Eric Brothers, the 6'2 senior, goes 215, and the linebacker filling the hole to make the tackle.
So it'll be a 2nd down now and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Actually, it's just outside the 40, but they're going to mark it at the 40. Trips to the far side, 1 to the near side. Hartman fakes the handoff, passes on the screen pass to Shelton. Shelton breaks a tackle, but not much more after that. Gets to up to the 40, call it 41, 42-yard line. See where the referees will spot the ball. Looks like on the 42 on the far hash.
They'll say 41. It'll be a 3rd down and about 8 yards to go for a first, and a big 3rd down coming for the Musselman Applemen. Got to find a way to keep this drive going. Right now, all of the momentum is on this near sideline just below us, where the red, white, and blue-clad Wheeling Park Patriots are.
Trips to the near side, 1 to the far side for Hartman in the backfield. He takes the snap. He's looking left, and he's going to find Adamas down the middle. He breaks a tackle inside the 40 to the 30 to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's pushed out of bounds. Nearly a touchdown for Ray Adamas, but luckily for Wheeling Park, they push him out of bounds. That's a huge play for Musselman, potentially flipping the momentum back to where it was at the start of the ball game.
There you go. That is exactly what the doctor ordered. We saw it on that final possession of the first half for Wheeling Park when they got a big 70-yard pass play, and this pass play is going to set up Musselman with 1st and goal at the 1.
And, Matt, what do you do here if you're the offense? You're just going to try to run it in with Hartman?
Absolutely, or Adamas, but you're going to definitely
say,
let's try to get in the end zone here on the
far
line.
Side. Hartman with the empty backfield. He'll take the snap. He's running left, and he's in the end zone. 1-yard touchdown for Baden Hartman, and that gets Musselman within 4 with the extra point pending. 3:30 left in this 3rd quarter.
Let's wait and see. Do we have a penalty marker down along this near sideline?
It appears we may.
Yeah, we've got the officials talking. So after the 58-yard pass play, gets the Applemen down to the 1-yard line. Did they make a mistake? They did. Movement before the snap of the football, procedure penalty. And instead of the touchdown, it's going to be 1st and goal from the 6.
I've got a question, Matt. Why did they let him run that play then? Shouldn't they have blown the ball dead?
Perhaps they were blowing the whistles as the ball was being snapped and the play continued. Not sure.
So it'll be now 1st down and goal from the 6-yard line. Now you got a little bit more room to work with, maybe throw the ball here.
Right now the ball is still sitting at the 3 as though they'd be lining up for an extra point of some sort. Now they're going to pick that football up and move it where it should be moved. That's big. Go back to that 16-play drive that took, 6+ minutes off the clock in that first half, and Musselman ended up with 4 illegal procedure penalties in that drive that ultimately ended up costing them. 9 penalties, 45 yards now for the Applemen.
So now we have first down and goal from the 6-yard line. One receiver to the far side, or 3 to the far. Hartman will run it around the end, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. Baden Hartman puts Musselman now within 4 at 13-17. 3:23 left in this third quarter, and he gets back in the end zone after that penalty.
20th rush down on the season for Baden Hartman. Had to work a little harder for it to be able to get to the outside, the wide side of the field right, but he showed his speed, able to turn the corner and outrun everyone to that front pylon, and the Applemen do get that big score they needed.
The PAT on the way from Gordon, and that is good. Makes it 17-14. The deficit down to 3 for the Applemen. 3:23 left in the third quarter. We'll keep it here and thank our sponsors for tonight's game. Third quarter is brought to you on WRNR TV by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring and Trip Tobin at 304-229-7009 or online at floorsanding.com, and by the Skinner Law Firm, injury and consumer rights lawyers. Call 304-245-6613 or go to skinnerfirm.com. Again, want to thank our gracious quarter sponsors tonight. They helped us get this game on YouTube for you tonight with the SSAC streaming fees that we have to pay for this. Thank you to our gracious sponsors.
They charge money for this? Just kidding.
You know that all too well, Matt. Do we have a scoring drive summary that's brought to you by Orr's Farm Market?
We do. How about 7 plays, 71 yards in 3 minutes and 5 seconds, 58 yards the pass play. That went from Hartman to Adamas on a 3rd and 8, helping to set up the first and goal at the 1, and even after the procedure penalty nullified the first touchdown, Baden Hartman takes it in from 6 yards out to cut the deficit down to 3 with the extra point.
And it'll be a short kick, and Musselman has it. Musselman has it, picking up the ball is number 13, Isaiah Beard. As they went for the sneaky onside kick, bounced off the Wheeling Park Patriots jersey, and it'll be a Musselman ball. All the momentum now moves to the Applemen.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that was any type of an onside kick. I think that was just going to be a squib kick angling towards the near sideline that just happened to bounce up and hit that Wheeling Park player and went far enough away from him that with the Musselman special teamer Isaiah Beard charging hard, he was able to knock him away and then scoop up the football really all in one motion. That's a heck of a play by Beard.
Heck of a play. He got trips to the far side, one to the near side, and Haynes in the backfield with Hartman. You got Ray Adamas, the far man on the far side. Hartman takes the snap. He's looking deep for Adamas, who's wide open. That's not Adamas. That's actually Braden Miller. He's down the sideline. And in the end zone, touchdown, Applemen. Applemen take the lead here. Wow, Matt. That's all I have for that play.
The confusion came in that defensive secondary, but I mean no one was around Braden Miller as the sophomore was wide open down that leftist sideline, and a great job by Baden Hartman looking down the middle of the field until that last moment, then turning to his left and finding the open man for the 48-yard score.
The PAT on here. And that is good. Musselman 21, Wheeling Park 17 after a 14-point swing for the Applemen here. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 60.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsini's.com.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field here, where Musselman has taken the lead 21-17, and the ensuing kickoff right now for Jason Gordon. We saw what happened on the last one, but he'll kick that, a squib kick, and again falls out of the hands of a Patriot player, but he gets it back, and he's taken down by a gang of Applemen at the 40-yard line, and there's a penalty coming in.
Yeah, that is a late penalty, and it may be unnecessary roughness and or a blindside type of hit, as it looked like a pretty good shot to Braden Lucas out around that 40-yard line. And if that's against the Applemen, certainly not what you want there. You've got all the momentum in the world. You don't want to give these 15 yards up, and that's exactly what it is. An unnecessary roughness or a personal foul penalty against Musselman. That's going to be 10 penalties, 60 yards now, whistled against the Applemen in this one.
And Matt, if you're Musselman, you can get by through this game. You can't have that many penalties going forward in the playoffs. It's going to hurt you.
Well, it's hurting them right now.
So it'll be a first down and 10 from the Applemen 44. Wiley giving the handoff.
It's Leidick on that carry. Did he lose the football? It looked like it may have popped free. Either way, it was Wheeling Park coming out of there with it, and they'll say his knee was already down apparently anyway for a gain of maybe a yard.
And an offensive lineman comes out, appears to be gimpy. Then they bring a guy in, looking at his ankle.
Certainly has fired up this Musselman defense. Let's see if they can make a stand. A 3-and-out would be big here for the Applemen.
Second down and 9 from the 43-yard line. Phillips buying some time, and he throws it to a wide open man. We got flags all over the field, though. Making the catch is Keon Stevens Jr. He's down inside the 25, but that play might be coming back.
Yeah, I believe so. I saw 2 flags come from 2 different officials. They had the different angles, but saw the same thing, and it's a hold against Wheeling Park. That's going to come a couple of yards, in fact, almost 3 yards deep in the backfield.
So they'll take it back into their own territory here.
Yeah, it takes it all the way back down to about the 43-yard line.
So I believe the line of scrimmage was at the 43 on the other side.
Yeah.
Or at the 44, nearly 45.
So again, yeah, it happened about 3 yards deep in the backfield.
Second down and 22 now from their own 43-yard line. 2 receivers each way. Got Laddick in the backfield.
First penalty of the second half called on Wheeling Park, just their 5th, but now for 37 yards in the game.
Clock rolls under, 2 minutes left in this quarter. Phillips takes the snap and is picked off. Picked off by Logan Shelton. Logan Shelton getting by some players, and he's taken down at the 50, or just inside the 50-yard line to the 48-yard line, and the momentum is continuing to stay with Musselman.
Yeah, what a play. He read that all the way, stepped right in front of the receiver, and was able to pick off that pass. And that's not something that Phillips does often. Came in with 34 touchdowns to just 7 interceptions. That'll be the 8th time this season he's been picked off, and the Applemen have it back.
There is a penalty marker down, and they're talking about, I think they're pointing it on Wheeling Park.
Now, either way, it came on the return, so I don't think it has anything to do with the possession of the football. It just will have to do with where the Musselman Applemen are going to take over.
Yeah, it looks like the referee is talking to Coach Brian Thomas over there. It is on Wheeling Park. So Musselman will get the football here. I don't think they have to respot it. It looks like they'll get it at the Patriot 36 is where it looks to be spotted for the first down and 10. Started this half with a 10-7 lead for Wheeling Park. Now Musselman on top, 21-17. The end around for Adamas. Adamas gets back to the line of scrimmage. He's on the outside, and he gets the first down as he's forced out of bounds. And it looks like he's hopefully just cramping up down there. As Adamas is down, and if you're Musselman, that's going to hurt. Hopefully it's just a cramp.
Yeah, the way that they're looking at that left leg, it would seem to be a cramp. Remember, our temperature was in the upper 50s as we were getting this one started, and going to stay in about the mid-50s throughout the overnight hours. And so this late in the year, a night like tonight, still the possibility for those cramps. And again, as you said, hopefully that's all that it is for Adamas, because he has been a huge part of what the Applemen are doing right now. That looked like a gain. Let's see if they mark it down to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 11 yards.
For the first down.
Yeah, I would have him now at about 65 yards on 11 carries to go along with what he's done in the receiving game, including a big 58-yard reception on a 3rd down and 8 on the Musselman's second possession of this third quarter. That helped to lead to a 6-yard touchdown run for Baden Hartman. And then a 48-yard touchdown pass from Hartman to Miller. And, man, just like that, it went from 17-7 to 21-17. So Musselman with the lead in the ball, and Adamas to his feet, walking off under his own power. Get him some pickle juice.
Get him some pickle juice. Hopefully that's all it is, as he will come off the field here next to the trainers and Coach Thomas. So we've got 1:33 left in this third quarter. Musselman on top, 21-17, and driving. They'll have to play at least a play, I believe, without Ray Adamas. Hopefully just one play. And he was injured last year, along with a lot of Applemen players in that 2021 season, where they did not finish with a great record and missed the playoffs.
Hey, what a turnaround from 3-7 last year to 7-3, and a chance now to get to the quarterfinal round. I know we still got another quarter to play. Let's see if the Applemen can keep the momentum going.
Trips to the far side with one to the near side and Braden Miller. Haynes in the backfield moves around. They're going to throw it to Miller on the, well, fake to Miller on the fade. And Hartman will just get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gain one. They wanted to throw it to Miller on the fake, but...
I think Miller was supposed to maybe run a quick out of some sort, because that looked like a quick-hitting type of play for Baden Hartman as he cocked the arm and was ready to let it go, looking to the near side. But that was a case where Miller was continuing on down the field. That's just a heady play by Hartman to make sure he didn't lose any yards.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 10 from the Wheeling Park 25. Do not see Adamas back in yet. They'll take the snap, and Hartman will run. Gain a few, makes it 3rd down now. And about 7.
He got down close to that 19-yard line.
3rd down and 4.
Yeah, it's a gain of 6.
No, 6. So a 3rd down and 4.
Well, might even be a 3rd and then a 4th down situation if he doesn't pick up the first down here. 42 yards on a 12 carries unofficially for Hartman in this one.
He takes the snap. He's looking over to Miller. Miller's going to make the catch and be drugged down nearly enough for a first down. We'll see where they spot it.
I was going to say, he was close to the 15 when he caught it, but unfortunately, as his momentum carried him to the football, it took him back from the first down, and it will be 4th and less than a yard as the nose of the football is not quite touching the 15, and this particular 4-down set started at the 25. Are they going to measure? I think they might.
They might call for a measurement here.
They are. So Musselman will know exactly how much they have to get the first down, or perhaps they've got it and the officials just don't realize it yet.
Are they bringing it out?
Yeah, they are.
There, took a little bit. Took a little delay there. They are bringing it out. 19.7 seconds left in this third quarter with Musselman on top, 21-17. And they're trying to see if it's either a 4th down and 1 or a first down. Collins got a great shot of it down there, so when you're watching on WRNR TV on YouTube, just a bit short.
A little more than a credit card.
I was going to say.
Not from the side angle, but.
Do you remember in the NFL when they took the card?
Oh, yes.
He took the card out of his pocket and said, it's about 2 cards. So it's decision time for the Applemen here. I think they go for it, man.
Oh, absolutely. 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions in that first half. Can they pick up less than, well, just a couple of inches, frankly. No need to say less than a yard. It's 4th and inches.
And Ray Adamas back on the field for the Applemen, which is a great sign.
You're going to have 2 backs lining up in front of Hartman, although, wait a minute, Hartman still kind of back a little bit.
He might just wait for the quarter to end, and that's what he's going to do.
Yep.
The end of the third quarter, Musselman on top, 21-17. We'll take a 60-second break when we come back. We'll have the start of the fourth quarter here for you on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 60 seconds.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl tile and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency, BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field at Denny Price Stadium here for the start of the fourth quarter. 21-17 Musselman, the number 8 team on top of the number 9 team Wheeling Park in the first round of the Class AAA playoffs here in 2022. So it'll be a 4th down and a credit card, as Matt Miller said, from the 15-yard line. Flip the field here. Hartman in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He runs the outside, and he's going to get it. He's inside the 10, inside the 5. At the 4.
3 for 3 now on 4th down conversions in this one are the Musselman Applemen, and what a great job as they collapse the entire left side of the offensive line, collapsing the right side of that defensive line. And as you said, you expect him, hey, he's going up the gut. No, he bounced it out to his left,
outside.
Got the first down and then some.
So first down and goal from the 4-yard line for the Applemen. Already on top, 21-17. Momentum swinging in their favor. And Hartman once again takes the snap. He finds a hole, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Musselman! A 4-yard touchdown scamper for Baden Hartman. And just like that, Musselman has a 10-point lead with the extra point pending.
And again, credit the left side of that line for opening up that hole, and Hartman, no hesitation, hit it quickly and gets in for the score. A pair of rushing touchdowns now in this second half for Hartman. He's got a pair of passing touchdowns in this game as well.
Ball is down, kick is on the way, and it is good. 28-17 lead for the Applemen. We're back in 60 seconds. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School playoff football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 60.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. You pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood, or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
A DUI arrest can have a devastating impact on one's life, your job, your driver's license, and in some cases your very freedom. My name is Harley Wagner. I own and operate West Virginia's only exclusive DUI defense firm. Since 1999, I've been representing citizens throughout the Eastern Panhandle and state of West Virginia charged with DUI. Let my years of training and experience work for you.
The initial consultation is free at the Wagner Law Firm in Martinsburg. Phone 304-901-7400 or online at westvirginiaduilawyers.com.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field at Denny Price Stadium. A 28-17 lead for the Musselman Applemen. And the ensuing kickoff from Jason Gordon. And he's going to squib kick that once again, but there's a flag on the play, assuming offsides here.
Yeah, I believe so. Someone had crossed that line before the ball was kicked, and so they blow that one dead. Hey, the drive summary for Musselman, 6 plays, 36 yards in 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and it was a 4-yard touchdown run for Baden Hartman to get into the end zone, and that came after the big INT from the defense and Logan Shelton, and so that defense now chomping at the bit to get back out on the field again, now with the Musselman lead at 28-17.
Scoring summary is brought to you by Orr's Farm Market. Family-owned, family-grown. Happiness grows here at Orr's Farm Market, located at 682 Orr Drive in Martinsburg.
Another penalty on Musselman, 11 for 65 yards unofficially as they back him up because of the offside.
So they'll re-kick it away, and it'll be a short kick. And again, another offsides.
Well, hang on just a moment. Yeah, procedure penalty.
You can't have that on back-to-back plays. Did he kick his tee?
Yeah.
He kicked his tee farther than the ball went, Jason Gordon did.
Yeah, trying to bounce that one down the field. Get that ball to bounce and pop and move around.
So Musselman in the second half has outscored Wheeling Park 21-7. And Jason Gordon will boot it away. It'll be taken at the 28-yard line, finding some holes, and taken down is number 4, Jeray Hawkins. And we got a big hit and a Musselman player down, but a penalty on the other side of the field.
Well, and a penalty marker down, not too far from the tackle, so I don't know if we have a couple of different infractions that may have occurred on this particular return.
Trying to see who's down for Musselman. It might be Logan Shelton. I can't quite see his number. It's either 5 or 9. It's either Chris Berry or Logan Shelton.
Yeah, I think it's a 5.
Yeah, it is a 5. It is Chris Berry. And that was really a stinger there.
Well, now we wait for the penalties to be sorted out and the official indication to come our way.
Why, we've got the time here.
Have a penalty against Wheeling Park, and that's the only one. So.
That is the only one.
All right.
Ball will be pushed back to the 36-yard line. While we have time here, I want to thank our fourth quarter sponsors on TV 10, making this broadcast possible tonight. Brought to you in part on WRNR TV on YouTube by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg. Your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Also by Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law, full-service law firm, helping individuals, families, and businesses with all their legal needs. They're at 224 West King Street in Martinsburg, or online at suttonandjanelle.com. And Matt, what I mentioned coming back right around when they did the re-kick was, since the start of the second half, it's been all Musselman 21-7.
Well, I wouldn't say from the start of the second half, because remember, Musselman went 3 and out on their opening possession, and then Wheeling Park put together that 8-play, 76-yard drive, and just like that, the Applemen are down 17-7, and you're going, okay, what's going to happen? Well, Musselman looked like they might end up going off the field on their very next possession, facing a 3rd and 8 from their own 41, but that 58-yard pass to Ray Adamas set them up down at the goal line, and they were able to punch it in, and then after recovering the botched kick, not necessarily an onside kick, but it hit an up man, and bang, they're in one play later on a 48-yard scoring strike as Hartman hit Miller, and then the INT from Shelton leads to another scoring drive. Hartman with a 4-yard touchdown run, and yeah, now it seems like Musselman's in control.
Trips to the near side, one to the far side for the Wheeling Park. Phillips takes the snap, looking left, flushed out of the pocket. He's going to have to throw it away. He's got a wide open man. That is Stevens Jr., and he's forced out of bounds by Ray Adamas inside the 30, and once again a chunk play for Wheeling Park.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you got to find a way to contain Phillips. If you can keep him in the pocket and contain him, you're getting good coverage downfield. But in this case, he's able to get out of that pocket, and then he's able to find that open receiver. So it's somewhat of a busted play, if you will.
So it'll be a first down and 10 from the Applemen 27-yard line. Trips to the far side, one to the near side. Mikel Davis to the near side, a bunch of receivers on the far side. Phillips takes the snap, fakes the handoff, another screen play, and it's blown up. It is blown up by the Applemen.
Yeah, that's a great play out there by Alex Skaggs. Yeah, and then he got some help from Isaiah Beard, who came up. They were not get out of there after making that reception. Will James, he had a big reception in that first half, not happening there.
So it'll be a second down and 13 from the Musselman 30-yard line. Trips to the near side. Again, we're on the visitor side press box, not on the home side, the Musselman side. 28-17 your score, and Phillips takes the snap. The pass is behind his intended receiver here with 10:25 left in the ballgame.
Yeah, there you go. Got a little bit of pressure on him. He couldn't get his feet set as he was trying to get it to Mikel Davis, the junior wideout, along that left sideline.
So now it'll be a third down and 13. Trips to the near side, one to the far side.
The Far Side, that was a great comic strip back in the day. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. It just came into my brain. I thought I would share it.
Phillips takes the snap. He's flushed out to the far side, and he's going to throw in the end zone, and it's caught. It's caught. A 30-yard touchdown pass from Phillips. So it looks like James, Will James, who had the big 70-yard catch earlier.
You have just got to tip your cap there, because that was a great throw on the run. It was a jump ball situation. The defense was there, and the young man for Wheeling Park just went up and got it. Will James listed at 6'1", and the 155-pound senior said, nope, this is my football. He made a play when his team needed him to.
So 28-23 extra point pending here, unless they go for two, and it looks like that's what they'll do. Try to make it a field goal game. Phillips takes the snap.
Hang on. Timeout.
And they call a timeout. I think they were trying to go fast, but I think they went a little too fast there, Matt.
And I think in this case they want to make sure they've got the right play call in to get what they need to get within that 3 points, where in the one possession type of game you're not forced into having to get the touchdown.
And we'll step aside for a 30-second break. We'll be back after this 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 30.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field here as Wheeling Park looking like they're going to go for two here. Down 28-23 after the touchdown pass, 30-yard touchdown pass from Brett Phillips to Will James. And they will remain going for two. They've got four men lined up on the far side, one to the near side, and that is Mikel Davis one-on-one. But it'll be a run from Phillips, and he won't get in. And he is down on the sideline.
Yeah, and one of the Musselman guys is right there calling for a trainer to come over and help out. He is slow to get up, but Phillips is to his feet. So, over there for the Musselman Applemen, Anthony Cornell helping to make that tackle and finally get him out of bounds. And, yeah, the quarterback limping as he comes up the near sideline. I tell you, he has had a gutty performance in this one. A lot of guys stepping up for both of these teams, and a big stop there to prevent the 2-point conversion.
It is a big stop there, and Matt, we're in this ball game right now. 10:15 left in it. 28-23 in the first half. It was a 10-7 lead for the Patriots at halftime. And then after the first couple drives where Musselman couldn't do anything, they just decided they wanted to play football again, scoring football, and they scored 3 touchdowns to take the 28-17 lead. And then we just saw that 30-yard touchdown pass for Brett Phillips to Will James
to make
it a 5-point game.
Spencer, that capped a 4-play, 64-yard drive in a minute and 2 seconds. They got a big 37-yard pass play to get the possession started and the 30-yard pass play to end it with the score. Again, we're seeing each of these teams with some standout players making standout plays when each team has needed it.
We'll see what they do with the kickoff here as Wheeling Park. They're going to squib that one, but it'll actually go inside the 20, taken by Braden Miller. He's going to the far side, and he is taken down at the 20-yard line.
Not bad field position for the Musselman Applemen to take over. Still 10:09 left in this one. And a 5-point game, a one-possession game. Musselman would like to get something going again, having scored on 3 consecutive possessions.
So it'll be a first down and 10 from their own, call it 20-yard line. I think 21. Maybe not quite the 21, but it's over
just
the line.
outside of the 20.
Just over the line. Trips to the near side, one to the far side. Hartman takes the snap. He's running to the far side around the edge. And he's going to get forced out of bounds. Gets maybe a couple. Maybe just gets that up to the 21.
I was going to say, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, if that. Well played by the left side of that defensive front for Wheeling Park. They strung that play to the sideline, never gave him any type of a cutback lane. They'll call it a gain of 1 out to the 21, so 2nd and 9 they put on the scoreboard.
2nd down and 9 from the 21-yard line. Braden Miller lined out to the far side. They've got 2 guys in there at halfback.
On the play clock down to 15, Musselman lined up with the lead. You want to let that play clock run down as much as you can. Shorten this game right
Hartman
now.
Takes the snap, fakes the handoff on the crisscross again to Shelton. Shelton gets up past the 30 to the 35 and a first down for the Applemen. 9-11 left in the ball game.
Yep, there's that crisscross again. I believe he did give the football off to Miller, who then gave the football off to Shelton to get out to the 36-yard line for a 15-yard gain on a 2nd and 9. And for Shelton, he now has 3 carries and has gone for 37 yards, and each of his carries has come on that crisscross.
Again, similar formation. 1 to the far, 2 to the far, 1 to the near, 2 in the backfield. Hartman takes the snap, and he crisscross again, this time again to Shelton. Shelton barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. I don't know that he does.
Yeah,
but that was more of an end around than a crisscross.
Yeah, it was deep in the backfield where all of that action happened. There was no place for him to go, and it ends up being a loss of a yard. I think they went to the well 1 too many times.
And maybe you'll hold that for a few more plays. Don't go back-to-back on it.
And now you're facing 2nd down and 11, 8-12 on that running 4th quarter clock. Again, still 15 seconds, 14-13 on that play clock.
2nd down and 11. Hartman rolling to his far side. Shelton, he completes the pass to him, and he gets past the first down mark, and we've got penalty flags coming in.
Well, let's see if that penalty is going to be a face mask on the tackle.
Coach Thomas running all the way down to the referee trying to make sure that's the call. We've got a stoppage here as the referees talk it over.
Yep. There it is, a face mask. It's just the 5-yard variety. So it wasn't a flagrant type of a face mask, but that extra 5 yards is going to give the Applemen yet another first down, well, at least add to the yardage. They had the first down on the play either way.
Yeah, and that puts them inside of Wheeling Park territory, mark it at the 48-yard line. First down and 10, trips to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 in the backfield with Hartman. He'll take the snap, he'll hand it off to Adamas. Adamas Gets maybe one and stopped. Maybe two.
How about 18 first downs on this evening for the Musselman Applemen? Done a nice job being able to control the football. Very big right here. And 2 yards for Adamas, and good to see him back out there after being a little banged up on the prior possession.
Adamas remains in the backfield with Hartman, one to the far and Miller, and it trips to the near side. They await to change the play. Hartman, well, again, I think we got a timeout coming from head coach Brian Thomas. We'll take one with them. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're tuning to West Virginia High School football playoffs on TV, on WRNR TV on YouTube.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field here at Denny Price Stadium. A 28-23 lead for the Applemen. They're driving with 7:01 left in the ballgame. Trips to the far side, to the near side, one to the far side. Adamas remains in the backfield with Hartman. Hartman takes the shotgun snap. He's looking left. He's being rushed in the pocket. He's going to go up the middle and force his way up to nearly the 40-yard line. Call it the 41.
Big 3rd down and 3 coming up. He took that quick drop, surveyed the field, didn't see anything, and then Hartman quickly making that decision to bust up the middle. Good blocking by that offensive line, and he's able to get down to the 41-yard line. That's a gain of close to 5 and sets up a manageable, very makeable 3rd down and 3. The Applemen 3 of 9 on 3rd down so far tonight.
And, Matt, this game not surely in hand yet. Just a one-possession, 5-point game. One team will go home. One team will advance.
Timeout Musselman. Coach Thomas out on the field. Yeah, near the numbers to make sure he got that timeout called.
And we'll take another one. We'll be back here in 60 seconds. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 60.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Visit us at Orr's Farm Market, just 5 miles west of Martinsburg, to pick up all your local fresh fruits and vegetables. With our in-house bakery, fresh fruit slushies, and apple cider donuts, you can't go wrong. Live bluegrass every Saturday from 12 to 5 p.m. And check out all that's local and delicious at Orr's by going to orrsfarmmarket.com or visit our Facebook page.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
And Adamas coming in motion. And are they going to get a false start or offsides encroachment?
I think it's going to be offside. There was a defender from that left side of the defense, right side of the offensive line, who was across the line of scrimmage and into the backfield at the snap of the football. May have been anticipating, and it is a 1st down on the penalty. Oh, my goodness.
That is huge.
I've got 8 penalties for about 62 yards now whistled against Wheeling Park. And they've had a 5-yard offside and a 5-yard face mask in this particular possession.
So 1st down and 10 now at the Wheeling Park 36-yard line. Hartman takes the snap, runs up the middle. He gets inside the 35 to nearly the 30, call it at the 32.
And he is running the football well. The offensive line doing a nice job. And talk about the time of possession and the control of this second half. That is now 24 plays that Musselman is running this second half to just 14 offensive plays in the second half for Wheeling Park. And we're down under 6 minutes left in this one.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 7 from the 32-yard line. 5:37 left in the ball game. Musselman on top, 28-23. Hartman takes the snap, shuffle passes it over to Adamas, and Adamas gonna maybe pick up 1 yard. I think they're gonna say back to the line of scrimmage. Makes it 3rd down.
I'm not sure. Did he get to the 32? Yeah, he did. So no gain, no loss. Still 3rd and long. 3rd and we'll call it 6. 4 of 10 on 3rd down conversions tonight so far for the Musselman Applemen. Big one here.
Trips to the near side, one to the far side. And there's going to be a penalty on the play. Another one tonight.
Blown dead just at the snap of the football, so that leads me to believe somebody moved early for Musselman. Yep, they did. Procedure. So the Applemen continue to struggle with some penalties in this one.
The winner,
13 for 75 yards.
The winner of tonight's ball game will take on the winner of the number 1, number 16 game. That's Park South. Hosting number 16 Hedgesville. That's set for Saturday at 1:30. Trips again to the near side, one to the far side. Adamas all the way out wide, closest to the sideline over here. Always got to look out for him. Hartman takes the snap. He looks that way, and he's going to pass it to Shelton, and just over his outstretched hands.
Yeah, a lot of hand checking. Oh, yeah. A lot of that going trying to get to that football, but just a little too much on it for Hartman as he tried to hit the slot receiver along the near side hash marks. That incompletion now has Hartman unofficially 12 of 15 for 180 yards in this one, and a crucial 4th down coming up.
I mean, you got to punt it away, right? 4th down and 10?
Nah, I don't know. Are they going to try to punt and pin him deeper?
I think you do, and that you do. Hartman's got a booming punt, but I think it's going to get out of the back of the end zone.
No!
He stops it at the 1 yard line.
That is Miller, who dove in there and got a hand on that football and tipped it out just before it went inside that pylon. Braden Miller, the sophomore, may have just made the play of the game.
That's what I was going to say. He could be candidate for the player of the game for that. He swatted that thing back in the field of play as he came down on the other side of the pylon.
Wow.
What a change there.
Yeah, because now that football is inside of the 1 yard line on a 36-yard punt from the 36-yard line.
5:11 left in the ball game.
Hey, this is a big play, Wheeling Park offense, so this defense for Musselman cannot have a lapse. This team can score from a long way away. We've already seen them with a 70-yard play in that first half. They've made some big plays.
They've got 3 to the trips to the far side, 1 to the near side, a running back in the backfield. Brett Phillips takes the shotgun snap. He's looking left on the screen pass, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver, Dre Hawkins. Big-time receiver for them this year.
Yeah, Hawkins, a junior with speed, crossing towards the middle of the field from left to right. Just didn't quite look it in and out of his hands.
Trips once again to the far side, 1 to the near side.
Either Donna is listening to Walk Like an Egyptian or she's calling for a safety, the way that her hands are above her head and moving back and forth. Sorry, I was just thinking about the Go-Go's. That must have been what it was.
Phillips takes the snap on the option. He's going to throw the ball to a wide open player, that's Mikhail Davis. That gets him some breathing room and potentially a first down.
Wow, so close to being sacked in that end zone.
Third down in inches.
As an Applemen player got a hand on him, but Phillips able to fight it off.
So third down now and inches. Third down and 1, they'll call it. Trips to the far side, 1 to the near side. 14 and 13 on the play clock. 5:01 left in the ball game. Handing it off that time to Zach Leidick, and he gets up past the yard to gain for the first down.
He's going to get that out close, to the 13-yard line.
So it'll be a first down and 10 from the 12-yard line. They'll call it on the scoreboard.
And they're 4 of 6 on third down conversions.
4:37 and counting left in the ball game.
There's still plenty of time.
5-point lead for the Applemen, 28-23. Though on the speed option, they'll find it'll be Leidick. Leidick will get up to the 30-yard line.
Very well done. It was decision time for the defender, Braden Miller, who said, hey, I'm going after the quarterback. He put a good shot on him, but Phillips got that pitch away in plenty of time.
So first down and 10 from, call it, the 27-yard line.
Yeah, gain of 15 on that last play.
Trips to the far side, 1 to the near side. Fakes the handoff, a screen pass to the far side. And that looks to be
James.
To James again. James made the big play earlier, Will James, and for the end zone. He had a touchdown earlier.
Well, that time the Musselman defense able to hold him to just a 2-yard gain, spreading that play out to the far sideline.
So we have second down and 8 from the Wheeling Park 29-yard line.
Under 4 minutes and counting in this one. Well, down to 3:59, I guess not counting as he was out of bounds on that far sideline.
5-point differential in the ball game. Musselman on top, 28-23. Trips to the near side. Phillips takes the snap, looking to the far side, and it's caught. Down the sideline was Mikhail Davis for another first down. Move the chains.
Gain of about 10 as it looks like he stepped out at the 39-yard line. 18 first downs now for Wheeling Park, and they're moving after starting inside their own 1.
And Musselman only has 1 timeout left, which could be critical going down the stretch of this ball game.
Yeah, 2 timeouts remain for Wheeling Park.
Screen pass, this time over to Jere Hawkins, and he's not taken down by Adamas. He finds a way to get to the 40-yard line, gains about 1, but nearly was taken down in the backfield by Adamas, but he couldn't wrap him up.
Yeah, but slowed him down enough that he got plenty of help. They corralled him, and it's a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9 coming.
10 o'clock hour here in Inwood, West Virginia at Waldeck Field at Denny Price Stadium.
Is this the bewitching hour?
3:20 and counting left in this ball game. Trips to the far side for Wheeling Park, 1 to the near side. Phillips takes the snap. He hands it off to Leidick. Leidick gains a few up to the 44-yard line. They're going to get in no huddle as they have for the whole ball game, with trips now to the far side still. 3 men to the far side, 1 to the near side. It's Davis to the near side.
Big 3rd down and 5 coming here.
3rd down and 6 according to the scoreboard. Takes the snap, the screen pass, and they're going to get the first down, does Jere Hawkins. And he's finally taken down at midfield. Call it, they're going to give him past midfield to the 49 perhaps of Musselman. 2:37 and counting left in this ball game, maybe to the 48. Let's see where they spotted it. Believe it's the 48. Slow it down here.
Gain of 7, almost 8. 2.5 minutes and counting in this one.
1st and 10. Trips to the near side, 1 to the far side. Phillips takes the snap, looking for the wheel route for the running back Leidick, and he gets up to the, call it, 41-yard line. Maybe they'll give him the 40. Looks like just outside the 40.
Yeah, gain of 9, 2nd and 1 coming, and they are really working that short passing game, picking up yards after the catch.
And really working the clock right now, too.
Yep, under 2 minutes. He was tackled inbounds, so it continues to wind. Again, 2 timeouts left for Wheeling Park when they decide to use them.
They'll fake the handoff, does Phillips, and he's taken down. They're going to get the face mask here.
Yeah, it looks like they will.
5 yards.
Yeah, that is just a tough break, as that tackle would have come right at the line of scrimmage. I think it will just be the 5-yard variety. Let's wait and
Still
see.
give him the first down. But, Matt, you got to tackle low. You got to go low. You can't go high.
Discussion continuing.
They're going to give it the 15 yards. That takes it inside the Musselman 30 to the 25, just outside of it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a huge penalty. Changes the complexion of this 5-point game, 139 and counting left in the ball game. Wheeling Park trying to execute a game-winning drive.
14 penalties, unofficially 90 yards, what I've got against Musselman with that tough one right there.
First down and 10 at the 25. Phillips takes the snap on the broken play. He's going to throw it out to his running back in Leidick, but it's an incomplete pass. Makes it 2nd and 10, 1:27 left. So it'll be a 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line.
So the incomplete pass getting the clock stopped.
Trips to the far side, one to the near side.
You ready for this? This is the 13th play of this possession already that started with 5:11 left in the game.
At the 1-yard line.
Yeah, inside the 1-yard line.
Trips to the far side, one to the near side. 2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Leidick in the backfield. Phillips takes the snap. He's looking far, and it's off the hands of the receiver. Looks like Jere Hawkins there.
Yeah, incomplete. I believe that might have been Ray Adamus who had fallen in behind the play. That ball carried off the hands of Hawkins and then looked like it hit him right in the back. If he could have been able to roll over and see it coming, maybe could have picked that one off.
So 3 to the far side. On the further side out, it is Keon Stevens Jr. Then it's Jere Hawkins. And I believe it is Will James. Brett Phillips takes the snap. He's looking, and it's thrown out of bounds. Makes it 4th down and 10 from the 25-yard line. This is the ball game, Matt.
This is it. Great coverage downfield, good pressure, and again, they were able to relatively contain him, at least forcing him to the sideline where that became an extra defender. And with the incompletion, 4th down and 10 from the 25 of Musselman. And if they get the first down, well, the drive stays alive.
And with that, we'll step aside for a 60-second break. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Playoff Football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 60 seconds.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field. Here, huge 4th down and 10 for Wheeling Park, down 5 points, 28-23, 1:16 left in the ball game. 2 receivers each way for Brett Phillips, the quarterback. Leidick in the backfield. Phillips takes the snap, rolling to the right, and he's got his receiver. Nope, he does an incomplete. Musselman will take over and likely win the ball game here. A huge 4th down stop for the Applemen.
A big hit right at the end of that play, as well as that ball seemed to be in and out of the hands of Keon Stevens along the near sideline. Good pressure on the quarterback. They rolled the pocket. They gave it options, but it was the short side of the field. You kind of had to work against that boundary, and the Musselman defense holds with the incomplete pass, and they will take over on downs with a chance to run out the clock.
And I believe they just took their final timeout, Matt.
Wow. Well, the change of possession.
Yeah. They want to make sure everybody knows what to do.
Well, no, it is the change of possession, so they've not taken that final timeout yet. Yeah, they'll still have a chance to stop that clock at least once. But that now means 0 of 3 on fourth down conversions in this game for Wheeling Park after being 5 of 8 on third down conversions. So those 3 times that they were not able to convert on a third down, they went for it on a fourth down each time, and each time that Musselman defense found a way to make a stop, and now they're just a couple of victory formations away from getting the victory. The 8-9 matchup. We thought it would be a good game. It has been.
We got a great game tonight, Matt. Wheeling Park, and we talked about this off the air and a little bit on the air, but Wheeling Park not getting here until after 6:30 and having to take regular buses because of the game being shifted back a day. Didn't really seem to be a factor early, but could have been a factor in tonight's ballgame. 28-23 score. Hartman will take the snap, and he knees it out once. Yeah. He'll have to knee it out at least one more time. Maybe just once. But well, more than once, because Wheeling Park does indeed take their final timeout.
Yeah, you're going to do it. I mean, you got the opportunity. You're not going to take it home with you, so let's go ahead and call that timeout. Never know if you could get a bad snap, a fumble in some way, be able to pounce on that football and have one more opportunity. You got to at least give yourself that chance. I love victory formations nowadays. You don't even get up under center. You still take a shotgun snap and drop to a knee and take 5 yards off back to the 20-yard line, where it will be a second down and 15, although the down and distance not a huge deal right now.
Yeah, and this sets up the potential matchup that Musselman will have to go to Parkersburg South if they do beat number 16 Hedgesville, which as the number 1 seed, you're obviously favored in the ballgame.
Well, remember, the last time Hedgesville and Parkersburg South met in the postseason in 2018, it was a kick return touchdown in the waning seconds that lifted Hedgesville to a 35-29 win when it looked like Parkersburg South was going to get the victory.
And another knee taken by Baden Hartman. He'll have to take one more with the clock winding now under a minute as Musselman will win the ball game and will advance to the quarterfinal round of the 2022 WVSSAC football playoffs. So they got 25 on the play clock. Probably take it within the next 10 or take the final snap within the next 10 seconds. 32 and counting. Hartman going to take the snap. He does. He kneels it out, and with that, the final 25 or so seconds will run off the clock, and number 8 Musselman will win the ball game 28-23 and advance to the quarterfinal round of the playoffs. As you look at last year, a 3-7 team, now an 8-3 team getting a victory in the first round of the playoffs, Matt.
Yeah, what a tremendous season for these Musselman Applemen, and one of their 3 losses in the regular season came on the road up at Wheeling Island Stadium as Wheeling Park got that 34-7 win. That was back on October the 14th, and after that game, Musselman came back and felt like they missed opportunities in the red zone, turnovers. They were in the game 13-7 at the half, down just 20-7 going into the fourth quarter, but couldn't get anything going, and Wheeling Park took advantage, added 2 more scores, and went on for that lopsided victory, and the Applemen getting the opportunity to come back and host Wheeling Park in this 8-9 matchup and able to make the adjustments and finish drives. What did Coach B. Tom say at the half? We've got to finish drives. In the second half, they finished drives.
All right, with that, we'll step aside for a 2-minute break. On the other side of that 2-minute break, we'll start the post-game show. You're You're tuned in to West Virginia High School playoff football on WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs. Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Welcome back to Waldeck Field at Denny Price Stadium as the number 8 Musselman Applemen beat the number 9 seeded Wheeling Park Patriots in the first round of the 2022 Class AAA West Virginia playoffs here. And we'll start the postgame show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edward Miller Boulevard with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. You can check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Spencer Dupuis, Matt Miller, happy to have you with us. Cameraman down on the sideline, and we'll hear from Coach Thomas and at least another player in a moment. Colin McLaughlin, Braden Schaffner running camera tonight. Donna Schaffner, our producer, back in the studio. Nick Verzolini keeping us on WRNR TV on YouTube. We'll get things started here with a game scoring recap. Matt.
All right. Let's go all the way back to the first quarter when the Musselman Applemen won on their first offensive possession after stopping Wheeling Park on a 4th and 1 at the 44-yard line. Well, Musselman took over and went 6 plays, 56 yards, a minute 13 seconds, 9 yards on a touch pass from Baden Hartman to Ray Adamas, and that 9-yard score and the extra point up and good from Jason Gordon made it 7-0. Stayed that way until we got into quarter number 2, and that's when Wheeling Park put together an 8-play, 80-yard drive, 2 minutes, 56 seconds, 16 yards, if you will, on that touchdown run for Max Wiley. The extra point was up and good, and that kick coming for Jay with the extra point. It was 7-7. And then right at the end of the first half, Wheeling Park did a great job. A 3-and-out, stopped Musselman. A beautiful punt of 44 yards, pinned Wheeling Park at their own 15, but they got a big 70-yard pass play that got them in position where with 0.7 seconds left, a 25-yard field goal was kicked up and through by the sophomore Andrew Seals. 10-7, Wheeling Park had the lead as we went into the second half. After Wheeling Park shut down Musselman on the first possession of the third quarter, the Patriots put together an 8-play, 76-yard drive, 8 yards on the touchdown run for the quarterback, Brett Phillips, and that made it 17-7 Wheeling Park. And I'm telling you, at that point, it was like, okay, they look like they're ready to take control of this football game, but Musselman found a way to respond. On their next possession, facing a 3rd and 8 from their own 41, Baden Hartman found Ray Adamas on a 58-yard pass play, took the ball down to the 1. Even after a procedure penalty, Hartman was still able to take it in. The 6-yard touchdown run capped a 7-play, 71-yard drive, 3 minutes, 5 seconds, and it was 17-14. And then the ensuing kickoff bounced off of an up man for Wheeling Park. It was recovered by the Applemen, and Hartman was able to connect with Braden Miller for a 48-yard score, and just like that, the Applemen led 21-17 after Wheeling Park threw an INT, a pass that was picked off by Logan Shelton. Well, the Applemen offense went 36 yards in 6 plays, 2 minutes, 20 seconds, 4 yards the touchdown run for Baden Hartman, 28-17. It was Musselman out in front, but Wheeling Park was not going to go away. They put together a 4-play, 64-yard drive in 1 minute and 2 seconds, and with 10:15 left in the game, it was a 30-yard touchdown pass as Phillips threw it up, and the jump ball was pulled down by the 6'1 receiver, Will James. They went for the 2-point conversion, did not get it, and the deficit was 28-23. And, well, Musselman put together a nice drive that ultimately faltered. The punt for 36 yards put the ball inside the 1-yard line with 5:11 to play in the game. But Wheeling Park, what an effort. 15 plays from inside the 1 all the way down to the Musselman 25-yard line. But after 1st and 10 from the 25 of Musselman, it was 4 consecutive incomplete passes. And the Applemen then able to get into the victory formation and go on for the win by that final of 28-23.
Yeah, and, we want to talk about, kind of analyze this ball game. It's exactly what you wanted when you saw number 8 versus number 9. We talked about this all week on the Sports Mix. When you have 2 seeds that are supposed to be very close in the 8 and the 9, you're going to get a great game, and that's what we saw tonight, Matt.
Yeah, you expect this. I mean, 2 teams that are 7-3, 2 teams that come in with very similar numbers of scoring 34 points a game, almost 35 for Musselman, and 41 points, almost 42 for Wheeling Park. Each team giving up about 27 a game for Musselman, 26 for the Patriots. You look even at their regular season matchup about a month ago, and it was a tight ball game going into that 4th quarter, and in that one it was Wheeling Park that made plays and pulled away with those 14 fourth quarter points for a 34-7 victory. You looked at the other meetings between these 2 teams. It's the 5th time that they've played, and Musselman now finds themselves 4-1 in hard-fought games each time, and we got just what we thought we would get here.
Yeah, you definitely did get what you think you were going to get here, and when you look into the grand scheme of things of this ball game, Musselman had to they had to move this game up a day due to the weather and due to the Musselman having a grass field, which we learned most likely next year they'll have a turf field. With the school bond passing the other day in the election, they're going to get some of that money that they've already pledged to do this. I think they might be able to start thinking about it and having plans put into fruition in March. So that'll be something big to see if they do get grass field here, because we know it's a home field advantage when you play on grass, or if you get rid of the grass, get turf.
Yeah, it is a home field advantage because they're the only school left here in the Eastern Panhandle that is playing on the grass other than Hedgesville. But, Hedgesville on the road in this postseason, and they're going to play a Saturday afternoon game down at Parkersburg South, and one of those 2 teams is going to be waiting on the Musselman Applemen.
And we were going to send it down to Colin with Coach Brian Thomas, and he's getting dapped up by all the players.
Yeah, guys, they're hyped, clearly. It's a big win, so be ready to go down.
Colin, you might want to face your mic towards us, please.
I'll try to get a little bit closer as well for you guys. Let's see if he follows me when he turns back around.
He's a little distracted over there.
Can you blame him?
I can't blame him. I mean, this is a big win for the Musselman Applemen tonight, Matt.
It is a huge win, and
Colin?
Now he's walking away, so I'll go chase him down.
All right, we'll stall for you up here.
Well, I tell you, we'll look at the numbers here, I know, a little later on in our postgame show, but what jumps out at me is kind of fascinating. Again, we talked coming in, when you look at the series between these 2 teams, Wheeling Park actually is outscoring Musselman 27-24 in each of those games, and yet the Applemen are 4-1 now in 5 matchups. It doesn't make sense. When you look at this game, 329 total yards for Musselman, 435 yards for Wheeling Park, and yet Musselman gets the win.
All right, we'll send it down now to Colin McLaughlin with head coach Brian Thomas, who is hyped up down there.
I know. I want to get excited, too, at the same time, but I got to try to contain my excitement and get him settled down so he can answer this question. Coach, what's the emotions right now? Huge win.
Don't settle down, man. You don't settle down with stuff like that. You know, it's just the emotion is constant. You got to have that. I mean, to play football with the good and the bad, and we talk to the kids about that, you have to have that emotion. So, you know, when you get big times like this and big moments like this, you know, that's what you work for, man. Like for this feeling and this emotion. So that emotion is just it's genuine, but you know, it's not just me; it's the kids too. You can see that.
How much has this meant to you and your program?
I think it's huge. You know, I look at like I set short-term goals and long-term goals for myself and our team, and you know, just seeing like 3-7 last year was what we had, and I talked to you guys about that some in the offseason. That's not our expectation. Our expectation is, hey, we want to be one of the top teams in the state, and you know, just I don't know, man. It means a lot. It means a lot just to go from 3-7 to now 7-3 regular season. Now tack on one more 8-3. That's huge, man. To go from 3 wins to 8 wins. So just huge.
Last time you guys played them there at Wheeling Park, it was a tough loss. This time you get the huge win when it mattered most. What changed?
I honestly believe the first game we played against them was the worst game we played all season, and some of that's on us as a coaching staff. Some of it's on the kids. Some of it's on the bus ride. You can't make excuses. I just feel like that was the worst game that we played all season. I had tons of confidence coming into tonight. And, you know, I've coached long enough to know you can kind of read teams and field teams, and I just had such a good vibe. We had a great practice last night under these lights, you know, sitting here. What time is it now? Time we got now 10:30. Yeah, we weren't up that late, but you know, about 7 o'clock last night we had practice on this field, just kind of a walkthrough, and man, it was great. We were sharp, and I don't know, man, I had so much confidence. So I thought we were going to win, but me and you talked about that this week. Like as a program, we believe every game we're going to win. That's just the mindset.
All righty, you guys get to move on, either take on Park South or Hedgesville. What's the excitement right now getting on to the final 8 teams in the state?
Well, I mean, it's cool. I mean, you look at one end of the stick. You know, 6 teams have beat ones before. I mean, Musselman High School didn't win a state championship in '95. It happened last year with Fairmont Senior. So, you know, on the one side of things, it'd be awesome. You know, Hedgesville come out, beat Parkersburg South. It'd be an EPAC rivalry game back on our field. You know, another rematch. You know, and then if Parkersburg South wins, you know, you get a shot at the #1 team in the state. So, you know, both sides of things. We'll sit down and watch a little bit and watch. You know, the cool thing is we were the first game in the state. So we get to sit back, man. We get to relax. Everybody else can be stressing tomorrow and Saturday and having to come out and get ready for these games. I'm sitting back, relaxing, and watching scores all weekend.
I'm going to let you go do that now. Congrats on the win. Go celebrate with your team, Coach. Appreciate you guys letting us here, and I'll now get Baden over here. If Baden's ready to go, man. Baden, want to win for you guys and your team? Or hey, if you want to come at the same time, let's do it. We'll figure it out. So, what's the emotions going through both of your guys' heads right now after this big win? Starting with you, Baden.
Right now I'm feeling great because we just beat a really good Wheeling Park team, and we beat them, got payback on them, so it feels great to win a playoff game. It's hard to do that.
And then you guys, connection tonight, on point as it always has been all season long. What's it been like, Ray, having him as your leader in that quarterback spot?
It's been good. Baden throws me the ball, he looks at me, I be like, all right. He throws it up wherever I'm at, I get it.
Coach was telling us all week long, he was saying that you guys can compete with anybody and beat anybody in the state, and that's been the mindset. You guys proved that tonight against Wheeling Park, as you guys already said, getting revenge, moving on. What are you excited for the rest of the playoffs?
Right now we're just focused on either Parkersburg South or Hedgesville, and just keep competing with everyone, and we'll be fine, I think.
Get better every week.
All righty, guys. Anything else? Any shout-outs? Big win?
Hug Skaggs.
Celebrate?
Yeah! Lockdown.
All right, guys, appreciate it. Thank you. We're going to send it back up to Spencer and Matt. Take it away, guys.
All right, thank you, Colin, for doing great work on the sideline as always tonight. We'll just get right into the rest of the postgame show once Matt gets all situated up here.
I'm ready.
All
what
right.
do you want to talk about?
Time for the postgame stats, brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer, right here in Inwood on Route 11 South. Taking care of you like nobody's business. Post-game stats tonight.
All right, let's give them the business. We'll start with Wheeling Park. After a first half that saw 235 yards on 28 plays, they ran 29 plays for 200 yards in the second half. So I've got 57 total plays for 435 yards of offense. 154 came on the ground, 281 through the air. Looking back quickly at penalties, some issues really for both of these teams in that regard. Wheeling Park 8 for 62. First downs for Wheeling Park, I've got them at 20. They were 5 of 7 on third downs, but 0 of 3 on fourth down conversions.
Where it mattered most.
Yeah, basically, I say 5 of 7. I should say 5 of 8 on third down. The 3 times they didn't get the third down conversion, they could not get that fourth down conversion either. A couple of individual numbers for the starting quarterback. I tell you, for the senior Brett Phillips, you got a feel for him. What a gritty effort as he plays his last game in that Wheeling Park uniform. 22 of 32 for 281 yards. He is able to connect on, 1 touchdown pass and 1 interception. Was also able to run 1 in as well. And when you look at the ground game, he carried 6 times for 50 additional yards, 8 carries for 40 yards for the tailback Zach Leidig, and Max Wiley would finish this one with 8 carries for 54 yards. Let's turn our attention to the Musselman Applemen, who in the first half had 140 yards on 25 plays. We've got them at 189 yards on 29 plays in the second half. So that's 54 plays, 329 yards of offense, 149 on the ground, 180 came through the air. The Applemen, 4 of 12 on third down conversions, really 4 of 11 because the last third down they were taking a knee at the end of the game, but 3 for 3 on fourth down conversions, so the exact opposite of Wheeling Park. When the opportunity presented itself, Musselman needed to make a play. They made that play in those fourth down situations. I had them at 18, make it 19 first downs in the ball game. And the Applemen, again, they had some issues with penalties, 14 for 90 yards, that unofficial total. No turnovers for Musselman, just that 1 turnover for Wheeling Park as the interception came from Logan Shelton for the Applemen. Some individual numbers for Musselman. 12 of 15 passing for 180 yards for Baden Hartman. That included that touch pass touchdown to Ray Adamas from 9 yards out in that first half, and then the 48-yard scoring strike to Brandon Miller. That came in the third quarter, and that was the one that helped to put them in the lead as Braden Miller pulled it in from 48 yards out. And let's see, continuing to look down through, Hartman had a rushing touchdown from 6 yards out and added another 4-yard score as well, so responsible for 4 touchdowns. Looking at his rushing totals, 18 carries for 70 yards. And how about Ray Adamas? 11 carries for 56 yards and add in 6 receptions for 95 yards. And he was a very huge part of this offense for the Musselman Applemen. There you go, just a few numbers from this one.
All right, let's get into our post-game awards. We'll start with the Good Hands Catch of the Game, brought to you by Kelly's Allstate Insurance. For all your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
Believe it or not, I got to go with the opposition in this one because I think that Wheeling Park touchdown catch that came from Will James at 10:15 to play in this ball game that got him back to within 28-23. I mean, it was a one-on-one. You go get it, and James went, that's my football. You got to give him credit as he went to the peak of his jump, grabbed that football, and would not let go.
There you go. Now it's time for the electrifying play of the game, brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer, located at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg. Go to Orsinis.com.
Wow, this was a tough one. I think I'm going to give first an honorable mention. The honorable mention is the incomplete pass on fourth down, because it's fourth down and 10 yards to go for a first from the 25-yard line of Musselman, and we're down to a minute and 10 seconds left in the game, and the defense just came up huge. But I think honestly, the 58-yard pass play that was part of that 7-play, 71-yard scoring drive, Musselman was down at that point 17-7. They're facing 3rd and 8 at their own 41. They don't convert on that 3rd and 8, and they are punting the football away, and Wheeling Park has all the momentum on their side. But the 58-yard pass play, when Hartman found Adamas cutting across the middle, and then he was able to break it all the way down to the 1-yard line, I think, to me, that turned the game.
Yeah, it really did turn the game. Now, for the collision of the game, brought to you by Cody's Body Shop at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit the Cody's Body Shop Facebook page.
Wow, collision of the game. I've got to think back through because I did not mark any type of a note to mention a specific hit.
I've got kind of one for you. It's multiple, actually. It's just the way that Kobe Moneypenny set the tone on the first couple of drives.
He did?
That's kind of what I thought tonight.
Yeah, certainly he showed his
tone
presence.
For him coming back after being out last week,
yeah,
and it set the tone for the physicality that this defense was going to show tonight.
Yeah, he came up and made some plays, no doubt about it, and including on that, 4th down and 1 at the Musselman 44-yard line on the very opening possession. They stymied him there and then went down and took the 7-0 lead, so I'll agree with you.
All right, final award of the night brought to you, the player of the game brought to you by Bodwell Insurance Solutions, a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or call Jonathan Bodwell at 304-283-0864.
I think, I call it the cheap way out. Like an official who doesn't want to make up his mind and calls a pair of unsportsmanlikes and everything stays the same. But I think we go players because I think Hartman and Adamas as a duo, a team.
And we said that at the beginning of the year that they could be the top wide receiver quarterback combo. And not even that. I mean, you add in the fact how much they use Adamas in the run game on top of how much they use Hartman in the run game. I don't blame you for picking two players here.
Well, and talking, earlier on with some of the coaching staff on the sideline, and they said, look, Adamas is going to be a key part in this ball game. He had 222 rushing yards last week in that season finale at Parkersburg as they began to implement some of the things that they wanted to use tonight. He got the job done running the football, catching the football, and then Baden Hartman, he got the job done running the football and getting it into the hands of those right receivers. Other guys stepped up big as well, but I tell you, I think those two guys combined were the two that went, hey, follow us.
Yeah, and it'll get the job done, like it's been for most of the year for the Musselman Applemen. As the Musselman Hartman and Baden Hartman and the Red Adamas, as they go, the Applemen go.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
a way to say it right there. All right, it's time to wrap up tonight's broadcast. First, I want to thank you, Matt, for pinch hitting tonight. Hey. Coming in, I had to use a sports term there. I had to use a sports pun. Pinch hitting guest color analyst tonight. I know a lot of people love that you were back on the call tonight. I want to thank you for helping out short notice.
Thanks for calling. I was glad to come off the bench and still know I can make some contact.
There you go. I want to thank Colin McLaughlin, as always. He's been pulling quadruple duty the last couple of days.
Colin, go get some rest.
Yeah, and I think Rob might be back in the morning. Hopefully, Colin shakes his head yes, so he gets to sleep in just a little bit tomorrow. But want to thank him for a great job on the sideline. As he points to me, let me finish this broadcast first, Colin. Doing a great job on the sideline, as always, with the camera and with the interviews tonight. Want to thank Braden Schaffner, cameraman tonight. He's going to do it tomorrow in the rain, most likely, but we'll have a tent on top for you. I want to thank Donna Schaffner producing us this whole season, not only for Martinsburg football, but also when we add these games. I want to thank her for her great job that she does every week. Nick Verzolini back in the studio, and we're going to get you a double play for you throwback WRNR listeners. We got Matt Miller tonight. Drum roll, please.
I hear it.
The guest broadcaster tomorrow night with Dylan Bishop on vacation. Color analyst for the Martinsburg game along with Colin will be none other than Matt Crawford.
Crumbs is back.
He's back, and I know the audience is going to love to hear that. But that'll do it for us back here at, where are we? We're at Waldeck Field at Denny Price Stadium. After 10:30 tonight, we got another game to do tomorrow, and then another game to do on Saturday. But that'll be tomorrow night, a 7:30 kickoff as number 3 Martinsburg hosts number 14 Morgantown. 6:30 pregame show on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube. thank you to our sponsors for helping us through tonight. Big on short notice for helping us get this game going. And that'll do it for this game. Musselman wins. The number 8 team beats the number 9 team, Wheeling Park, 28-23. Musselman will go on to play the winner of number 1 Park South, hosting number 16 Hedgesville next week. So for Colin McLaughlin, Nick Verzolini back in the studio, you'll hear from momentarily. Braden Schaffner, Donna Schaffner, Matt Miller, I'm Spencer DePuy saying so long. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
All right, we welcome you into the Extra Point Scoreboard Show. I'm Nick Verzolini. We'll wrap things up here and get you some scores as the final tonight. Musselman gets the win, 28-23 over Wheeling Park. And now we don't really have much else going on high school-wise. This was the only AAA game in the state. Tomorrow's schedule, Morgantown will travel to Martinsburg for a 7:30 kickoff. University Hurricane, Princeton, George Washington, Cabell Midland, Bridgeport. That's on Saturday, along with Jefferson, Spring Valley, and Hedgesville Park South on Saturday as well. So we'll have more action tomorrow where we can get you some more scores. But there was a AA and a single A game tonight, but those games weren't very close. Herbert Hoover beating Clay County in the 9-8 game there, 63-26, and East Hardy wins over Tucker County 34-6. In the NFL tonight on Thursday Night Football, which you can tune into on the radio here on Talk Radio WRNR, Panthers leading the Atlanta Falcons in that divisional matchup in the worst division in football. That is somewhat of an important game here because Atlanta is toward the top of the division and Carolina's 2-7, but the Panthers lead it 22-9, so an upset there on Thursday Night Football that will certainly shake things up in the NFC South. The Wizards won tonight, 113-105. Kyle Kuzma has a big day for Washington as they beat the Mavericks. Kuzma goes for 36 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Wizards are without Bradley Beal still due to, I guess, COVID, I think is what he was dealing with at one point. So Denny Avdia drops 12. Morris was 6, 23 off the bench for Rui Hachimura, 14 for Will Barton, 11 for Daniel Gafford. As the Wizards get the win again, 113-105. Luka held for under 30 points for the second straight game. Spencer Dinwiddie in a revenge game drops 33 on Washington, but it wasn't enough. So Wizards get that win. And then men's college hoops, kind of a regional game here. Maryland gets the win over Western Carolina, 71-51 behind Reese's 19-12 for the Terrapins. They're 2-0 to start this young season. As we mentioned, we'll have Martinsburg Bulldog football for you tomorrow night as the Dogs play host to Morgantown. Tomorrow, a special edition of the Sports Mix. We'll kind of give you a full AAA state playoff preview for all the matchups, and we'll have Dave Wilson on for Metro News to talk about Morgantown in particular for the Martinsburg fans. But again, Musselman gets the win tonight. They advance to the quarterfinals. They'll play the winner of number 16 Hedgesville and number 1 Park South. 28-23 your final score tonight. That'll do it here for the Extra Point Scoreboard Show. I'm Nick Verzolini saying so long here from the studio, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening.
And that concludes today's postgame show. Be sure to tune in each week throughout the regular and postseason for more West Virginia high school football. Today's game has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Chris Ross with the Milestone Real Estate Group, the Skinner Law Firm, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law, CMA Honda of Winchester, and WVU Medicine.
For the best in high school, college, and NFL coverage all season long. Keep it tuned in to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.